Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is oh boy, this is gonna be something different. What is going on in the NFL, man? Absolute chaos is happening right now. Complete and utter chaos is occurring in the NFL. My God, what a crazy Sunday. What a crazy Sunday. Yo, this season, the end of this season is gonna be poetry, man. This is gonna be a poetic finish. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be a poetic finish. Okay, game's getting ready to start. In fact, it's about to start now. I don't know who's got the toss yet. It's about to start now. But what's going on to everybody in the chat? Since it's the beginning of the game, I am going to be looking to discuss this. Oh, so it seems like Ravens won the toss, so Chargers gonna get the ball first. I got a couple things to say about this Eagles-Bills game that just happened. That has to be the most devastating loss the Bills have suffered this season. That might be the most devastating loss any team has suffered this season, given the circumstances. That also should be in contention for Game of the Year. Buffalo, in a must-needed game, went out there and played their very best football of the season. Josh Allen had the very best performance of his entire season. That was the best we saw of Josh Allen. He didn't even turn the ball over. That was the best. Actually, no, he didn't turn the ball over. Hurts turned the ball over. The very best of Josh Allen, the very best of that Bills team. They had it right there. And despite everything, for them to lose in such a crushing fashion in overtime, where do you go from here? They're going on a bye week too. So they got a 2-week break to rest. But right after that, they're heading to Kansas City. In 2 weeks, they're playing in Kansas City. And then they got Dallas. They can't afford to go 0-3 in those matchups. You're 0-1 now in those matchups. Next week against Kansas City feels like it's a must-win. They're not out of the playoff race. But with those next 2 matchups coming up, they have to find a way to win those 2 games. Meanwhile, in the AFC, Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars were able to defeat C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. The Miami Dolphins won on that crazy Black Friday game against the Jets. So because of that, and Kansas City, they took care of the Raiders like we thought. So specifically because of that, we officially have 4 teams with an 8-3 record. Kansas City's back on top, first place with an 8-3 record. Then I believe it's the Dolphins. Then it's the Jaguars. Then it's us at the 4th seed. A win tonight puts us back to the number 1 seed. But we know we will easily lose that if any one of those other 3 teams win next week. Not to mention, Pittsburgh was able to beat Cincinnati today. Cleveland took an L. That's good on us. But Pittsburgh was able to get a victory against the Bengals. Because of that victory, you now have Pittsburgh at 7-4 and Cleveland at 7-4. We are 8-3 right now. Tonight has to be a big game for the Ravens, and they must come away with a victory because they're heading into their bye week. A loss today puts Baltimore at 8-4, meaning they could come out of the bye week being potentially 3rd place in the AFC North. They cannot afford to make a mistake here. They have to win tonight. First third down of the game here for Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers. Herbert's going to take the snap. He's looking. That's a hold. That's a clear hold. That is a clear hold. They didn't call it. Big play down the field, and they're going to get into Chargers territory. There was a clear hold, and they didn't call it. There was a clear hold, and they didn't call it. Matabike got hold. That's holding. They literally held Matabike, and they didn't call the flag. They literally held Matabike, and they didn't call the flag. That's crazy behavior. Matabike was held on that 3rd down play, and they don't call it. He's literally holding his shoulder pad, and they don't call holding on that. That's disgusting. You know, the refs, it is what it is. Move forward. The refs have been on crack all season long. We just saw that in the Bills-Eagles game. The refs are on one. If you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you're heated right now because of how the refs officiated that game. We're not going to talk about that. We also saw some Texans fans pissed off because of how the officiating went against them in that game. There's been a lot today with the officiating just being Awful. Awful. The refs showcase themselves. You got Texans fans pissed. You got Bills fans infuriated. Their officiating has been garbage this week, like it's been in every other week. 2nd down and 6, they're going to run the ball, and he's going to get a good run here. Eckler's going to bring it down to around the 31-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 coming up here. Well, if you're the Ravens, they missed a blatant hole, so you hope that your defense can hold here and only give up a field goal. Don't want to give up an opening drive touchdown here. We'll have to see. I'm also excited to see what this Ravens offense can do. Now that you know Mark Andrews is gone, it's time for the receivers to step up. Will they step up to the plate and show out tonight? Or will we showcase a huge weakness in the Ravens passing game? No Mark Andrews, no effectiveness. Is that going to be the case here? They're going to run it on 3rd down here. They're going to get the edge and pick up the 1st down. Ravens defense going to have to find a way to make a stop here. If you give up a field goal, good. But it is what it is. Even as a Steelers fan, please don't lose to Brandon Staley. Who knows, bro? Who knows? With the way football's been today, it's been crazy. I saw the Chiefs-Raiders game. It went exactly the way I thought it would, with the Chiefs winning. Raiders had a nice early start, but we knew at some point the Chiefs were going to wake up and win that game. And they woke up and won that game. Not surprised. But I wasn't really focused on the Chiefs-Raiders game. I was all about the Bills and Eagles. And that arguably is the game of the year and the most crushing loss. Another catch here, another 1st down for the Chargers. That was such a crushing loss for the Bills. That was such a crushing loss for the Bills. It feels like that could be their season right there. Knowing they got to go up against Kansas City next, and then after that, Dallas. They get a 2-week break because they're on their bye week now. But to go into your bye week with a heartbreaking loss in Philadelphia, I got to see how they're going to recover, man. Because it felt like they were making a turn. You got rid of your offensive coordinator. They destroyed the Jets. And then Josh Allen has the best game of his season against the Eagles. And it's still not enough. It hurts. It hurts. 1st down, well, it hurts because Jalen Hurts put the hurts on them in overtime. But 1st down here for the Chargers. Got to see if the Ravens can make a stop. Otherwise, they're giving up an opening drive touchdown here. 8 plays, 63 yards, 5 minutes nearly 5 minutes taken off the clock here. We got to see what the Ravens defense can do here. You got to be bend but don't break here. Don't give up a touchdown. Don't give up a touchdown. That's what you would hope if you're the Ravens. With all the Browns injuries and the Bills at 6-6, the wildcard teams could be Steelers, Texans, and Colts. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Don't forget, Denver's won 5 straight games. Denver has won 5 straight games. So Denver is officially back in the mix. I believe they're now 500. The Denver Broncos have won 5 straight. So I believe they're officially over 500. The Denver Broncos sit at 6-5. So let's not forget. Oh, bro, Boss, you missed a hell of a game. That Bills-Eagles game it's in contention for game of the year. Bro, okay, it was a lot with that officiating. There was a moment when the Eagles got the ball. There was a moment where it looked like, what's his name? It looks like A.J. Brown fumbled the ball, but they didn't. They called it incomplete. That's going to be a penalty. Was he still in? They're going to say they said Herbert was still in, so that Geno Stone hit is legal. And now there's conflict. And now there's a flag. This could potentially be on the Chargers. It was supposed to be a late hit, but they didn't throw a flag. They did not throw a flag on that late hit. The retaliation from the Chargers might cost them to go backwards. Have we ever given up an opening drive touchdown this year? Yeah, we did against the Cardinals. That might have been a late hit. That definitely looks like it was a late hit by Geno Stones. That's a missed call by the refs. Personal foul. Offense. Yep. They didn't call the late hit. The retaliation by the Chargers players causes the 15-yard penalty. Which, again, it was absolutely a late hit. It's another case of the referees just being blind this year. That was a clear late hit. Should have been a personal foul on Geno Stone. And hell, worst case scenario, it's an offset. So it should have been a penalty on Geno Stone and a penalty on the Chargers for the retaliation. But for some, and he hit him with the helmet. That makes up for the missing hold. I mean, I'm not going to do makeup calls. One bad call for another bad call. I want the officiating to be good all around. So I'm not about to be like, oh yeah, it makes up for the bad call they had. How about we just get the officiating right? How about we just do our jobs? Herbert, 3rd and 19. Herbert Just going to have to throw it in the dirt, nothing there, and the Ravens are going to hold them to a field goal attempt. That's tough. The sad part about this is, even if Geno Stone got called for the late hit, because of the Chargers' retaliation, it would have just offset it, which means it would have been a repeat of that second down play. Instead, you get this. The refs were not that bad. Well, luckily for you, you had a clean game. It's been a lot of confusing officiating games. In the Jaguars-Texans game, the officiating was confusing. In the Bills-Eagles game, there was some moments with the officiating wasn't the best. But again, we don't use officiating as an excuse. At the end of the day, you play the game. That's just how it is. At the end of the day, you play the game. If you want to use excuses, if you want to use the refs as excuses, well, I don't know what to tell you. That just means your team's not good enough. If you got to use the refs as an excuse, you weren't good enough to win that day. So I don't care about the refs doing what they're doing. They've been doing it for years. They're going to continue to do it. Nothing's going to change. So get used to it, accept it, understand the refs are going to be problematic, and go out there and win the game. 39-yard field goal. Let's see if they're going to get the scoring going here first. Kick is up, and it is good, and the Chargers are going to get on the board first with a field goal. 3-0 game here in LA. Opening drive for the Chargers results in a field goal. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense getting ready to head onto the field soon. But that Bills and Eagles game, that was an incredible game. The Bills, man, they played their best possible game, but they still lost. Philadelphia keeps doing it. Yeah, I saw the Texans kick and miss a 56-yard. Well, no, it wasn't 56. It was 58 yards. It was a 58-yard field goal. The problem is his career high. I don't know if it's his career high. No, I think his career high is 40-something. But I know the longest kick he's ever had in his life, in any of his career, from college to the pros. The farthest he's ever been able to make a field goal is 56. And that one there was, I think it was 58 or around there to tie the game, and he just barely missed it. He was a yard short. It hit the bottom of the post. Like that, you know the very bottom area where the post is like this, you got that. It hit right here. It bounced here and just collapsed out. That was the best game the Bills have played this season. That's the best the offense has looked all season. And it's all for naught because they lost this game. If you're Buffalo, it's a devastating loss. If you're Buffalo, it's a devastating loss. Pittsburgh's offense is Pittsburgh's offense. Personally, I could care less if their offense is like that. It doesn't mean much to me, okay? Matt Canada was holding them back, obviously, but Kenny Pickett's also not a great quarterback. So congratulations on picking up the extra yards. Any offensive coordinator that's competent knew they were going to increase their yardage once you got that garbage offensive coordinator Matt Canada out there. But it doesn't mean it was going to increase in points because Kenny Pickett's still Kenny Pickett. Ain't nothing changed. What's going on, Nicholas? My Thanksgiving was good. But yeah, ain't nothing changed. You got Kenny Pickett as your quarterback. You thought the scoring was going to increase? Congrats on increasing the yardage because you now got an offensive coordinator that can actually call decent plays. But Kenny Pickett's still Kenny Pickett. He's not a great quarterback. We all knew this. So nothing major was going to change. Just be happy you were able to beat an incompetent Bengals team that has already conceded the season. Watching how they played today against the Steelers, they've conceded the season. There's nothing you have. The Bengals have conceded the season. The way they played in that game, you cannot sit there and tell me that team is just Joe Burrow and Joe Burrow only. So they can only be competent if Joe Burrow's there. Defense can't play better. Then again, they held the no. I'm not gonna give them that credit for holding that offense to 16 points. That doesn't mean much, knowing how bad the Steelers' offense is. You couldn't have done better. You couldn't have done better in that game. I don't know what to tell you. It's not like you had a situation where guys just weren't making plays on a consistent basis, like receivers were just dropping passes, nobody was catching anything. You had opportunities, and you couldn't beat the Steelers, bro. So Bengals might have packed up for this year, potentially. Just based on that game, it just looks like they're cooked. Either way, let's see Lamar Jackson in this Ravens offense. So this should be fun. I'm very interested in seeing how this offense is going to go without Mark Andrews. That's the biggest question. This is the first time we're actually going into a game where it's like, there's no Mark Andrews for the foreseeable future. This offense is what it is, and moving forward, you're going to have to survive without Mark Andrews. there's optimism he can come back. Throw that optimism away. He's most likely not coming back. So now it's time to see what these receivers can do. You brought in these receivers. You draft. What the? The Chargers used a timeout immediately on the first play? That's crazy. I think, yeah, they had 12 players on the field. Staley, it's the first defensive. Wow. How do you have, it's 9 minutes into the first quarter and they got to use a timeout because the first time the defense comes on the field, there's 12 guys there? The incompetence of this Chargers team is crazy. Anywho, you went and got Odell. You went and got Nelson Aguilar. You still have Bateman. You drafted Zay Flowers. It's time to see what this receiving core can do. There's no Mark Andrews anymore. Figure it out. Time to see what you can do. Time to see what you can do. It just comes down to that, bro. It's time to see what you can do. We are all going to be watching. If these receivers cannot get it done, it is what it is. But it's time to see what this receiving core can do. And at the end of the day, you still have Isaiah Likely. You still have Charlie Kolar. So you have other tight ends to utilize here. But the receivers are going to have to be the bulk of this. First down and 10 for the Ravens. They're going to hand it off to Keaton Mitchell. Mitchell showcasing a little bit of burst here. He's going to pick up about 4 yards. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. Todd Monken being the offensive coordinator this year, he has done a great job with this offense this year, and they've been getting it together over the last couple games. Lamar Jackson gonna hold on to the ball here and pick up the first down. Ravens moving the chains. Chiefs got the easiest remaining schedule in the AFC. Other than the Bills, I don't think they have anyone major to deal with. But still, we can sit back and say they got the easiest schedule. But with the way the Chiefs' offense has been, they're not guaranteed to win anything right now. Let me look at Kansas City's schedule right now. We could say easiest schedule by record, but that means nothing. Packers, we'll see. Bills, that is not an easy game for them. You feel confident they can win it, but that's not an easy game. The Chargers won't be an easy game. The Bengals, it could have been a difficult game with Joe Burrow, but not really. There's only 2 games I think they legitimately have a chance to lose. Over the middle, caught here by Odell. Odell is going to drop right there, pick up about 9. Second down coming up here for the Ravens, unless there's a... No, there's nothing here. Odell gets the first catch here. Quick slant here. Gets it to Odell. He gets the space and just sits down right there, picks up about 9. Second down and 1 coming up here. Probably going to look to run the ball here. But yeah, Kansas City's schedule, it benefits them. There's only 2 here. Second down, you're going to hand it to Keaton Mitchell. He's going to pick up the first down. But yeah, Kansas City's schedule, other than Buffalo and the Chargers, they got games that they should be able to win. Now, me personally, I just need them to drop 1. If you're a Ravens fan and you actively want to get the 1 seed, you better hope Buffalo plays with their life on the line and wins that game. That's really just it. I need them to drop 1. And Baltimore, you're going to have to go undefeated, which is going to be very difficult to look at, considering the fact that you still got to deal with the Dolphins, got to deal with the Jaguars, got to deal with the Niners. So we got a lot here. First and 10, empty backfield for Lamar. Quick throw here to Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers gets the catch, tries to pull off a spin move, but the tackle is good. Second down coming up here for the Ravens offense. Bills got to go losing to the Giants. No excuse, especially you lost the quarterback. Oh, they shouldn't be. Yeah, I don't know if the Bills have the Giants on their. Wait, no, they've already played the Giants, but they didn't lose to them. Congrats to Travis Kelce for getting 11,000 total yards. Congrats to him on passing that mark. Second down and 7 here for the Ravens offense. Ravens looking to put some points here on their opening drive. Lamar's going to take this under center, probably going to look to run it unless they want to initiate some play-action passing here. They're going to toss it to Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell is going to get a little space, but he's going to be stopped right there. So third down's coming up here for the Ravens offense. First third down of the game. Will they be able to convert here, keep the drive alive? They are at midfield. So if they do get close to where it's a 4th and short inside Chargers territory, they may just look. To try and go for it here. But still, it's a third down situation here. You just got to see what they can do. Third down and 7. Let's see if the Ravens can convert here and keep this drive alive. They are in Chargers territory, so we're going to find out. Let's see if they can pick this up here. Play clock running down. Got to get this snap. Lamar's going to take the snap here. Lamar's got time. Pressure's coming. Lamar, he's going to fire it. And it was tipped. Incomplete. Good play by the defense here, forcing the stop. The Ravens are going to have to punt the football. Chargers defense comes out here, puts some pressure on third down, and Lamar's got to get rid of it. He had a chance to get it to Likely, but the defense was able to back that ball down. So they were all over it. They got to Lamar, and they batted the ball down, so there was no way a play could be made. There's just nothing there. So they're going to have to punt the football. Ravens offense are going to have to deal with an adjustment period without Mark Andrews. You know, in these situations, Lamar is going to go to Andrews. That's going to be a flag. That's going to be a flag. Well, you know, I guess he didn't catch it, but still, I mean, he technically interfered. Likely was not going to block Mack. Yeah, we knew that wasn't going to happen. Either way, I mean, that's contact there. I would assume they would have thrown a flag. Either way, Ravens offense gets up to midfield, and they are unable to do anything moving forward. Like I said, it's going to be a learning period. There's no Mark Andrews. When it comes to these third down situations where Lamar gets to buy time and find somebody over in the middle of the field, there's no Mark Andrews. So one of these receivers are going to have to step up and make a play in those situations. It's only the beginning of the game. Got to see what happens. But the Chargers were able to get 3 points out of it. Let's see what the defense can do. That really wasn't a situation where they were conservative. Can't really say that was a situation where they were conservative. Like, that first drive, I can't really say that was a situation where they were conservative. Obviously, they know there's no Mark Andrews. They're going to try to run the ball. So I wouldn't really sit back and say they were really trying to be conservative in that aspect there for the most part. They're trying to establish the run early on. Knowing that they're missing a big element in the pass game, they're trying to establish the run early on. Chargers are weak in the middle to the run. Yeah, and the Ravens know that, which is why they are trying to exploit that early on. What's going on, Luis? They understand the weakness. They understand that their run defense. They understand their run defense isn't as strong as it needs to be, which is why they're trying to exploit that middle of the field in the run game. You see early on, Lamar Jackson's getting a run up the middle too, because they're trying to exploit that middle of the field in the run game that the Chargers are very weak at. Which is why I will sit back and say this: it's fine if they want to do that, but you would hope they could be able to cut it up. Like, they were trying to do a couple of these zone runs, and I'm just like, bro, line up and run it up the middle. They're soft in the middle of the field. We don't need to be trying to get off the edge. Run it straight up the middle. You're gonna get some yardage. They're not good in protecting the middle of the field when it comes to the run game. So you want to attack there. Instead, we're trying to run it to the outside. I'm like, I don't know about that. I'm like, nah. You want to run it straight up. Congrats to Rashee Rice for having a great day. I saw he had that touchdown. Who owns the tiebreaker, Pittsburgh or Cleveland? I have no clue. I have no clue. .30 ranked pass defense, and they don't want to throw. Dude, it's the first drive. Calm down. My God, y'all are. This is why I keep saying fans are like 5-year-olds. It's the first offensive drive. Are you gonna assume every drive is gonna be like the drive you just saw? Are you gonna make assumptions that they're not gonna take shots down the field? Is that what we're going to do the whole game? My goodness, bro. I'm glad a bye week's coming about the way. I got to deal with y'all with this nonsense, bro. It's the first offensive drive of the game, and we're already crying. And you wonder why our division rivals think we're babies sometimes. Come on, bro. It's the first offensive drive, and we're already crying. If we're sitting here at halftime and things are the same, feel free to complain. But the first offensive drive, and we're already crying. Come on, guys. As if we haven't seen this before. Come on. 2nd down and 5 here. Good stop by the defense here, putting them in a 3rd down situation. I'm just saying, it's the first offensive drive, guys. It's the first offensive drive. We've had drives where we've had Mark Andrews there and we've gone 3 and out. We've had games where we started the drive on 3 and out situations. It's the first drive of the game, guys. As if we haven't seen them perform worse. We've had weeks where we've started off our opening drive with 3 and outs. Like, it's calm down here. It's the first offensive drive. If we're sitting here at halftime and nothing's happened, then yeah, feel free to actually say something. But the first drive of the game, quick throw on 3rd down here. Did he get it? I think he extended it. Are they going to say he's short? They're going to mark him short? No, they're going to give it to him. They're going to give it to him. First down, Chargers. Ravens fans have no patience. Honestly, I just feel like it's fans in general. If their offense is not coming out explosive, right off the bat, we got to start complaining about something. It's like every week you want to start off the game crying and complaining as if we don't have a whole 4 quarters to play football. Like every week you're going to cry about something to start off the game. Every single week we're going to cry about something. And you wonder why you got Steelers fans calling us babies when we do things like this. That's a clear... Look at this. There's been a lot of holds early on to start this game, and the refs aren't calling it. But you know what? They've never really called. It's not really a lot of times you see him calling holds, so I'm going to just let it slide. A healthy Keenan Allen will be a problem. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, second down coming up here for the Chargers. Okay, every week we got to start off by crying and complaining with something. If y'all want to start off the week by crying and complaining, just turn the TV off and call it a day if you're going to start by crying and complaining. Like, come on, bro. We're going to cry and complain about everything. Why? Oh, good stop here on second down. If we're going to sit here and cry and complain about everything about that team, do yourself a favor. Turn the TV off and go watch something else. This ain't for you. Okay? Kansas City's offense is starting off in some bad situations. I don't know how many Chiefs fans were crying early on when they were down 14-0. I'm sure there was a good chunk, but I'm not sure if it was everybody crying when they were down 14-0. Because they know how Kansas City is, especially in these situations. Like, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Start of the game, and we're already crying. And you wonder why Pittsburgh likes to act like we're crybabies so much. You just give them free material. Anyway, third down and 10 here. Herbert. This is a deep drop back by him. Herbert firing downfield. Almost picked off. Incomplete. Fourth down. Defense makes a stop. Kansas City's offense doesn't do the same thing every week, though. Kansas City's offense is inconsistent as hell. And it's not because of Mahomes. It's not because of Kelsey. It's not because of Andy Reid. And it's not because of that defense. It's because you don't know what you're going to get from that receiving corps. Like today, we literally just saw the Chiefs' offense start off slow. They were down 14-0 for a reason. And then they turned it up. Sometimes they start off slow, which actually a lot of times this season they've started off slow. Sometimes they start off slow. Other times, they come out firing. But this, if we're talking about previous years, by all means, but this year's Chiefs team, they've been very consistent in starting off slow. But at the same time, they've been inconsistent as an offense because we don't know what we're going to get from the receivers on a weekly basis, which is why Chiefs fans are so disgusted on a weekly basis with their receiving corps because they know what they're capable of. Mahomes is putting the ball in their hands, and they're not making the catches in some of these moments. At least today, they started making those plays after being down 14-0. Which team's more dynamic? Which team more dynamic? If Justin Herbert was a quarterback for Miami or San Francisco, I wouldn't even want him to be in Miami. If you gave Shanahan Justin Herbert, that would be a nightmare. If you give Shanahan any top tier quarterback, would be a nightmare. So I would say, I don't know if I can say more dynamic. I think more dangerous and a better overall team for him to go to would be the Niners. Herbert on the Niners would be a ring. Herbert on the Niners is a championship. Unless Herbert just chokes in the biggest moment. It would literally be the same circumstance we've seen with Garoppolo and we see with Purdy now. All Justin Herbert would have to do over there is just be himself. Play to his game. Don't force anything. Don't try to be a hero. Just play to his game. Just play to his game. If you remove 2015, is Cam Newton a bust? Sure, buddy. He's a bust. Yeah. Take away 2015 and Cam's a bust. Why do we do these things? Why do we do these things? If you take away the best season of their career when they put up historical numbers, won MVP and got to the Super Bowl, would they be considered a bust? Why do we like to do these things? If I take away Eli Manning's ring, technically he's a bust, I guess. If you take away the 2007 and 2011, is Eli Manning a bust? If you take away Peyton Manning's ring in 06 and then the 2015 ring, is Peyton Manning a bust because he would have never won a championship? If you take away the 2010 ring from Aaron Rodgers, is he a bust? Why do you gotta do these things? Like, stop it. You're not taking away this or that. No. When you last in the league for over a decade, that make no damn sense. You last in the league over a decade. He's been to the playoffs multiple times. He's had success as a quarterback. He's not no damn bust. It's not like he's sitting there after 10. He's been legit playing quarterback for 10 years, bro. Eli's a trash quarterback that got 2 elite playoff defense to bail him out in the 2 rings. Yeah, because Eli Manning didn't do anything in those playoff games because he didn't outplay Brett Favre in Lambeau Field, and he didn't outplay Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau Field in those games. Yes, the defense did what they needed to do, but we're not going to sit here and pretend that Eli Manning didn't do what he did in the playoffs. At the end of the day, when you needed Eli Manning to go get you a touchdown in Super Bowl 42, what did he do? He went down the field and got you a touchdown. When they needed to go down the field, the greatest pass I've ever seen from Eli Manning was to Mario Manningham in Super Bowl 46. That pass couldn't have been any more perfectly thrown. When the man needed to make plays in the postseason, he did. Obviously, the defense had to be great to be it. But to act like Eli didn't do anything makes no sense. Lamar gets it to Likely. Likely picks up a first down, flag on the play, watch them call a hold on us, and it's probably going back. Should have lost to the Niners. Giants got lucky. Williams fumbled twice. Well, guess what? A lot of teams get lucky. If you turn the ball over, it's not getting lucky. Next time, hold on to the football. Oh, you're going to call holding on us, but you won't call holding on the Chargers. I got you, bro. But, yeah, sitting back and talk about luck. Hey, guess what, bro? In every single championship, in every single game played, there's a little luck that comes into it, including our ring. There's a lot of luck. If Jacoby Jones didn't have a single catch in that Broncos game until the Mile High Miracle. If he drops that pass, we lose. If Raheem Moore does not put up the worst possible coverage and plays the ball the worst possible way a safety can play it, we don't win that one. It's sports. There's always luck that goes into it. 1st and 20, get it back to Likely. Likely's got space. Likely. It's going to come close to picking up a first down here. That's literally the situation here. That's like saying if Flacco didn't win a Super Bowl, is he a bust? I guess so. I guess so. If you take away the greatest moments of a player's career, I guess they're a bust. Herbert had the greatest rookie quarterback season ever. Let the GOAT go to San Francisco. He had the greatest rookie quarterback season ever. Let's see how CJ ends this season. Because I think we're watching somebody surpass what Justin Herbert did his rookie year. 2nd down and 2 here for the Ravens. They're going to motion Aguilar. Going to hand it off here to Gus Edwards, and Edwards is going to pick up a first down. Probably going to run one more play here before the end of the first quarter. Yeah, we know it's a big loss. It's a big loss. One last play here before the end of the first quarter. 1st and 10 here for the Ravens. Lamar throws over the middle. It's caught by Odell, and Odell's going to pick up a first down. And that's going to move the chains, and it's going to end the first quarter here. 3-0 game in LA. Chargers with the lead. Baltimore moving down the field. Flacco had one of the best rookie quarterback seasons. 1 game away from the Super Bowl. Yeah. But at the same time, if we're going to use his standards the way we did with Eli, go look at Flacco's stats, I guess, so we're going to do that. You know, Flacco didn't contribute to that. It was really just the defense. It's not like Flacco didn't make that crazy play against the Titans in the divisional round. Thought the 49ers should have went after Dak Prescott before Dallas resigned him. What's going on, D? Maybe, but I really don't think the Cowboys were going to look to move off of Dak Prescott at that point, because who was going to be the replacement? Odell's being extremely smart about getting down before taking a hit. Dude's dealing with injuries right now. He's dealing with that injured shoulder, so he's going to be very cautious and very safe to make sure we stay. Is Bills-Eagles game of the year so far? I think, I said that probably should be considered game of the year. It's definitely in the conversation. It's absolutely in the conversation. I personally think maybe it's just bias right now, or just it's probably just recency bias. But I might put it as game of the year. What's going on, Simple? Appreciate you stopping by. That Bills-Eagles game might have to be it. Eagles and Chiefs was a great game too. Yeah, and just like what we saw with the Eagles and Chiefs, the Eagles did the exact same thing to the Bills. Can you imagine this? In both those games, they were down 17-7 heading into halftime, and they found a way to come back and win. This Philly team is very weird, and it's very concerning. They kind of remind me a little bit of the 2020 Steelers, where they don't play their best football. They're making mistakes. They're not looking the best, but they still found a way to win the game at the end of the day. I'm very excited for next week. I have the Niners as my Super Bowl pick. I said it before the season. I've been saying it all season. I picked the Niners to go to the Super Bowl. I believe they could beat the Eagles. We're going to get a great first look as to what potentially could be a rematch of the NFC Championship game here. If the Niners get the best of the Eagles, we'll see. Eagles going to blow us out. Purdy's a liability. I would not say Purdy's a liability. He had moments where he looked bad. That 3-game stretch where you guys suffer those losses, Purdy was not looking great. But he's had moments where he's looked great. Hell, last week he played great. At the end of the day, Purdy's not an elite quarterback, but he's good enough to help you win as long as he's good enough to help you produce on the field and win as long as you got your main guys healthy. Trent Williams got to be healthy. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey. He's got so many weapons around him. As long as they're healthy, they're going to do the bulk of the work. All you need Purdy to do is not turn the ball over. That's it. All you need him to do is not turn the ball over, and they can win this. Lamar going to take the snap here. Going to check it down here to Keaton Mitchell, who's going to pick up another first down here. Ravens continue to move the chains. Now they are officially in Chargers territory. First down here for the Ravens. First and 10 here for the Ravens. They're probably going to look to run the ball here. Would not be surprised. Give Keaton a good look here on this first down. Let's see. Oh, they're going to choose to throw it here. Another firing catch over the middle and another great catch for Odell. Odell early on in this game is showcasing his catching ability. And that's the thing I was talking about. I said if Mark Andrews goes down, one of your receivers is going to have to step up and be that guy that Lamar is going to trust. They brought Odell to be that guy. If Lamar has a guy he's going to trust in Mark Andrews as tight end, they wanted Odell to be that guy they were going to trust as a receiver. And right now, Odell has been that guy. And they're going to hopefully look to keep it up that way. So far, 3 catches, 34 yards for him. They're going to look to keep it up like that, but we'll see if they can continue to build on that. First down and 10 here. Lamar's going to keep the ball himself. He's going to try to break it to the outside. And he's going to take a seat right there. Chargers did play it well. He's going to gain maybe a yard. Second down here for the Ravens. Second down and 9 for the Ravens here. I think Odell's fixing his socks on the sideline, so I think it's like his socks and stuff got mangled. So he's on the sideline fixing that. Second down here. Lamar fires over the middle. It is dropped. He was looking for Bateman. Incomplete. Third down and 9 coming up here for the Ravens. Purdy's a franchise quarterback. Argument could be made. Argument could be made. But who knows? Do you win because of Purdy, or is Purdy part of the gang that's helping you win? That's a different situation. The franchise quarterback's got to be a big reason as to why you're winning football games. Mahomes is a big reason as to why they win football games. Lamar is a big reason as to why they win football games. Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence in some cases. Do you feel Purdy's in that conversation where it's like the Niners are winning football games because of him? Third down and 9 here. Lamar down the field. What a catch here by Rashad Bateman to remake for that drop. First down Ravens. Bateman going up high to get that catch. Nice play here. Receivers early on getting some nice looks here, getting some nice plays, winning their one-on-one matchups. Lamar's putting the ball exactly where it needs to be. First down and 10 here. Lamar's putting the ball right where it needs to be, and the receivers are making the plays here on this drive. Lamar gonna hand the ball off here to Justice Hill. I'm surprised. Oh yeah, I forgot. The Ravens love utilizing all 3 of their backs. So yeah, Justice Hill getting utilized here. Second down coming up for the Ravens. 12:05 left to go here in the first half. Ravens in the red zone here. 2nd down and 2, gonna look to hand it off again, and here comes Justice Hill, picking up another 1st down. It's 1st and goal for the Ravens. If I'm the Ravens, you just run the ball here. You just run the ball here. That's all you need to do. 1st and goal, don't need to be, don't try to get cute. Don't try to do the most with it. At the end of the day, you're at the goal line. Run the football. Whoever it's gonna be adjusted. First of all, they're gonna bring out Gus Edwards most likely. I assume Gus is going to be the back here. Nope, they're going to stick with Justice Hill out here. 10 plays, 75 yards, 5.5 taken off this drive. Chargers going to use their 2nd timeout. They don't like what they're set up. So, with the Chargers using their 2nd timeout, Baltimore may make a switch at the back position. They may look to try to get Odell in and maybe pass. Or they may try to use Gus Edwards at the goal line because now the Chargers use 2 timeouts. Gotta see what we can do here on 1st and goal for the Ravens. Got a chance to take the lead here in this game. Don't want to mess it up. Great drive here. I think they got Odell back in here. But I see Patrick Ricard. They may look heavy set. They may try to run this. They gave it to Hill and they made a stop. Chargers defense sent everybody and made a stop. 2nd down coming up. 2nd and goal, coming up for the Ravens. They tried to go heavy set, and the Chargers said, no thank you, we're going to make a stop here. So now, Ravens, what are you going to try to do here? Because they brought in Patrick Ricard as an extra blocker, and the Chargers just sniffed that out. They gave Justice Hill no sort of space. So Hill had no shot to get that. Now it's 2nd and goal here. They're going to bring Gus Edwards in and see if he can run it. That's usually the guy you want to bring on these situations. So here we go. Play action. Lamar floats it. Caught! Touchdown! Zay Flowers! Zay Flowers scoring on prime time. And the Ravens take the lead. "12 plays, 78 yards, 6:21, time of possession taken off, and the Ravens are going to take the lead." That was a fantastic drive by the Ravens. Gotta love the patience. Gotta love the design. Zay Flowers gets open, goes up high, gets both feet down. Lamar Jackson putting it right where it needs to be. And right now, this is what we need to see. This is exactly what we needed to see. Notice how that drive, other than early on we were utilizing Isaiah Likely. But for a majority of these drives, we were utilizing our receivers. From Odell to Bateman to Zay in the end zone. Those are the things you're looking to see. A delay a game. I would take too long to get a field goal kicked off. Or an extra point kicked off. Either way, we'll just re-kick it. Okay, that's probably why the delay. Okay, yep. That's why the delay game happened. Zay Flowers' celebration took a bit too long. Okay. Well, I mean, thank God we got Tucker, so we ain't got to worry about that. But, yeah, Zay's, yeah, thank God we got Justin Tucker. He's Mr. Automatic. But Zay's celebration is what caused the delay of game. Either way, that was a fantastic drive by the Ravens. That was exactly what you wanted to see. Beautiful drive, great execution, the receivers showing off their hands. This is what we wanted the receiving corps to be like. This is what we wanted the passing game to look like. Lamar just dealing to our skill players and them actually going out there making plays. Oh, Lamar making perfect throws. Odell making beautiful catches. Zay making that beautiful catch in the end zone. Bateman making a beautiful clutch catch on 3rd down. This is what we've wanted to see from the Ravens offense. Now, we got to see a level of consistency. It's great that we saw this early on in this drive here, but we've got to see more of that consistency for the Ravens passing game. If we get more drives like that from our receivers, we're going to be in a real good position. Say what you want. I think Mike Evans is a top 10 receiver of all time in his 30s. I guess a debate can happen. Still fantastic and has 1K yards every season. A debate can definitely happen. I don't know if he will be considered a top 10 receiver of all time, but he may be one of the most underrated receivers to play the game. The definition of consistency as a receiver, no matter who his quarterback's been. And trust me, he's had a few. Other than Brady, he's had a few that you look at and say, That was a great drive for the Ravens. I'm glad we got Flowers knocked out. Well, I mean, Flowers was definitely the guy they were looking for. So, not surprised that they all said it. If Flowers would have dropped to them, they were going to take it. We've heard all the talks about it when Flowers was drafted. They all said if Flowers was there by the time their pick came up, they were going to draft him. So it was an easy pick when they finally got there and saw, oh, Zay Flowers is here? Well, let's just go ahead and draft Zay Flowers. So that was a great drive by the Ravens offense to go down the field and score a touchdown. That's the exact type of thing we want to see from this Ravens team. That is what we want to see more of. Now that you don't have Mark Andrews, you have to utilize your talent at the receiving core, at the receiving position. Let's see what this receiving core is made of. That drive showcases the potential that this receiving core has when they're at their A game. Lamar utilizing his receivers, throwing perfect passes, these guys making the great catches. Those are the type of situations we want to see more of. If we can be in those positions a lot more, the Ravens are going to be perfectly fine. This is why we said this year, this is why Harbaugh said this year we're more prepared for losing Mark Andrews than in previous years, because the talent at the receiving core mixed with an offensive scheme that's not garbage puts you in a much better position. A much better position to be able to do something. Herbert's going to get sacked. And who is that? It's Travis Jones with the sack. Remember you were pissed when we drafted Kyle? Again, how do you guys keep missing this? Go back and watch the video. If you talk about the live stream, I first sat back and said I didn't want a safety. And I walked out. And if you go back and watch that same live stream, I sat back and said it's not a bad play. This guy is a great safety, and it's clear that the Ravens chose to draft based on talent as opposed to the need. My point about Kyle was he was not a need at the time. I was never mad at the pick for Hamilton. Going down, it's nearly picked. They're not going to, Hamilton, great stop there. I've said this several times. You can go back and look at the live stream for the draft when he was drafted. You can go back and look at the video I made when he was drafted. I said he was a great pickup. A lot of people in the chat were pissed off. And I sat back and said he was a great draft pick because he's a great player. He's probably the best safety in this draft. I said this. But I said the reason why a lot of us did not like the pick or were a little bit peeved about the pick was because it wasn't a need. Why did we say that? Because we saw our offensive line was as thin as paper, and we're coming off a season in which Lamar Jackson got hurt. So I never hated the pick, and I wasn't pissed off at the pick because I thought it was bad. We wanted an offensive lineman. What's going on, Sam? I don't know how many times I got to repeat myself. I didn't hate the player. I sat back and said we need an offensive lineman or we need a pass rusher. We do not need a safety. So the reason for a lot of the initial reaction when we got a safety is because I'm like, we drafted based on best talent as opposed to a need. You think this is Stanley's last year? I don't know. And yes, Hamilton's a beast. I even said it. This guy could turn out to be a great player. I was happy with it. Great stop here, 3 and out for the Chargers. I was happy with the play. Even go look at my reaction for the draft. Go look at my draft reaction. I had no problems with it. I had no problems. You guys already playing better than my Browns did. Well, yeah, we have our quarterback. You're starting a rookie. You obviously are not going to look great when you're starting a rookie and trying to win. if Deshaun Watson was there, you probably would have performed a lot better. Hell, you may not have lost that game against Denver if Deshaun Watson was playing. It seemed like he was finally turning the corner. It looked like he was finally turning the corner with the way he played against the Ravens in the second half. If he started building something consistently, it would have looked better. So obviously we're going to play better than your Browns did because our franchise quarterback is playing right now. If Watson was there, if he didn't suffer that season-ending injury, he probably would have looked better. Deshaun Watson finessed the Browns. Down the stretch, if he can't stay healthy, that's what it's going to look like. But he might have earned some respect from Browns fans, considering the fact that he was injured. The man was visibly injured. The man was visibly injured in his ankle and his shoulder. He couldn't really properly throw in the second half. And he still stayed in the game. He still gutted it out with those injuries and helped them get one of the most important wins of the season. So he might have actually won some fan support from Cleveland because of how he performed against Baltimore. The fact that he was dealing with season-ending injuries and stayed in that second half and played the way he played, which was the best half he had played as a Brown. So if he can come back next year healthy and stay healthy, it's a different conversation. But if he keeps getting injured, oh yeah, it's gonna look like he finessed the Browns. So it is what it is. It's gonna be tough to say that though right now. But we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. Injuries are tough. Injuries are very tough to determine. If the 2022 draft was redrafted, Kyle would have been a top 5 pick, probably. But at the same time, I don't know how many people are going to look to pick a corner in top 5 unless it's a position of need. And I don't know, I mean, again, I don't remember the top 5 teams from that 2022 draft. Maybe one of them probably did need a corner. Injuries are worrying me. It reminds me of the Ravens 2 years ago. Injuries have been a case pretty much all season for everybody. So, I mean, we can't stop injuries from happening. You're just going to have to deal with it however you deal with it. And at the end of the day, if it results in us losing guys, there's nothing we can do about it. We don't want it to happen. We pray and hope it doesn't happen. But football's football, man. It's tough. You just got to keep on trucking. Yeah, but even DTR was doing good. But that injury ended the chance to come back. There was a chance, but once he got rocked and he was bleeding from his mouth, yeah, we knew it was over. Was Garrett out today? I believe Garrett was playing in that game. Anyway, Ravens have the ball here, up 7-3. 8:58 left to go in the first half. Ravens put together a really successful offensive drive. They're going to look to try to go back down the field on this drive and extend their lead. They've got good field position to start off here. They're going to start at their own 38-yard line. Let's see if the Ravens can come up with something on this drive. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Lamar fakes the toss, throws it back to Bateman. Bateman. Flag on the play. What's the flag for? Oh, this is about to be on the Ravens offense. They're going to call hold or pick somewhere. They're probably going to say it was a pick or something. I don't know. This is going against Baltimore most likely. There it is. There it is. All right. That's a terrible decision by Stanley. You know if you push him in the back, it's going to be a penalty. You are a veteran in this game, and you know if you push him in the back, it's going to be called. What are you thinking, dude? Come on, man. What are you thinking? You know you are a veteran in this league. You know pushing him in the back is going to be an immediate flag. So why do it? I understand sometimes you're in the thick of things. You're in an action pace. Oh, Lamar's just going to take it himself. And I think Lamar got those 10 yards back. I understand when you're in the game, when you're just in the brim of it, when you're just in the force of it, sometimes it just comes down to instincts and trying to make plays. But sometimes there's got to be some smartness that goes into that. You got to be aware of your situations. You know if you push this defender in the back, it's going to be a block in the back. And you know they're going to call it. Stop trying to assume you're going to escape with things. You know that as a veteran, if you push this defender in his back, it's going to be a block in the back. And you know that. So why would you do it? Nice throw here. Isaiah Likely breaking a tackle. Whoa! He comes close to picking up a first down. Why is Jackson so fast? I don't know. Ask him that. The fact that Denver is 6-5 right now is insane. Dude, this is a great season. the redemption of the Denver Broncos and the possible resurgence and comeback of the LA Rams is very interesting. The Packers are also in the mix too. Bro, this is such a competitive season. First down picked up here by Keaton Mitchell. You did not push him back. He crossed the line, dude. I don't even know what you're pointing at. He crossed the line. It's a first down. They're going to give him forward progress. That's funny. First down and 10 here. Empty backfield here for Lamar Jackson. He's going to take the snap. Deep drop back here. Looking, firing, going to check it down to Likely. Likely just breaking tackles, man. And he's just going to roll and pick up about 9 yards. Second down coming up here. Denver's offense still not good. Very conservative. Denver's offense isn't great. But here's the difference. They're better than last year. Their offense isn't great, but it's much better than last year. And here's the difference. Because of their offense being better than last year, and because of their defense returning to form, they're winning games. We talked about it. If you go look at Denver last year, with the way the defense played, if their offense could have given them 17 or 18 points a game, they're damn near undefeated. Now their offense is giving them better production. So because of that, they're able to do something. Nice sidearm throw here to Rashad Bateman to pick up a first down. Yeah, Likely is balling right now. But that's the thing, man. That's the thing. Denver's offense is not going to be elite. It's not going to be great or fantastic. Look at that sidearm by Lamar to get it to Bateman. It doesn't have to be elite. It doesn't have to be great. But it has to be better than what it's been. And most importantly, the defense has to perform the way they did last year. They're returning to form now. And because they're returning to form, they're starting to win football games. If their offense can give them 20 points, they've got a great chance to win nearly every game they play. As long as their defense plays the way they're playing right now. And that's what matters. Lamar, drop back here. Lamar's going to step up. No one's there. Lamar's going to take off. Lamar, trying to break ankles. He's going to go down. Lamar was trying to break another ankle there. He was trying to get this last guy. He was like, I got him. If I break it, he saw the first down and maybe more. Just stepped back, got space, tries to cut it back, and he was like, man, I got him. And he was like, nah. Man, Lamar just pulling off these jukes. He was like, man, I might have him. Ah, no, I slipped. He was like, no, I slipped. I had that. Lamar had that, bro. He's like, I have that, dog. I had that. Second down and 3. Lamar, another throw here. Incomplete. He was looking for Odell. Could not connect. Third down and 3 here. Lamar's best quarterback in the league right now. He's in the conversation discussion, but I'm not really focused on that. Listen, my mindset is as long as you have a franchise quarterback and you can compete for a championship, it doesn't matter where you rank. As long as you feel you can win with that guy and you showcase that you can win with them, I don't care if he's considered first or 15 or 32. I don't care what he ranks. So you can sit back and say he's the best quarterback. You can sit back and say whatever. It really don't matter to me. Because I know what he is as a quarterback. And is this another timeout by the Chargers? Oh, the Ravens called a timeout. Why did Harbaugh call a timeout there? Interesting. Clock was running down? Okay, that makes sense. I guess they feared they were not going to get the snap off. Third down and 3 here. Ravens, 4:48 left to go here in the first half. Ravens do get the ball coming out of halftime. So we'll see what the Ravens can do. Can they finish this off, or are they going to have to settle for a field goal here? We'll find out soon. Lamar's going to take the snap here. Lamar, pressure's coming. He went down, but he wasn't sacked. Lamar, going to pull off a juke move. He might have picked up the first down. Kyler Murray should play for San Fran. Dude, not everyone's going to play for San Fran, bro. I don't know if they're going to mark him short or if he picked up the first down before he stepped out of bounds. He got it. I believe he got it. He's still in bounds when he extends right here. He got it. That's a first down. They're going to say he didn't get it. Wow. Why did they challenge that? Why didn't they challenge that? Why didn't they challenge that? And then they ran this weird direct snap play to Gus Edwards. Why didn't they challenge that? I'm very confused. What are they doing here? This is a dumb play. First of all, challenge that. Lamar had the spot. Secondly, why would you do a direct snap when it's 4th and inches? What the? All right, bro. That was a terrible call by Monken. And that was a terrible decision by Harbaugh to not challenge that play. I don't even know what to say about you two right now. That was a terrible call by Todd Monken. And that was a terrible decision by Harbaugh to not challenge the play when Lamar clearly got it. Head coach and offensive coordinator fumbled that one. I don't even know why you don't look at it. Knowing Lamar Jackson extended it, why not challenge it here? That was a terrible decision, terrible play call by Todd Monken, and that was a terrible decision by Harbaugh not to challenge that play. At worst, you have 1 timeout left with 4 minutes left to go in the first half. What are you saving that timeout for? You're trying to score a touchdown here. That was a terrible, terrible sequence. It's one of those things, bro. It's one of those things when people start looking at Harbaugh sideways, dog. Why aren't you challenging that play that clearly looks Lamar Jackson got it? Why aren't you challenging that? Not going to challenge it? No? Just going to run a stupid play on 4th and inches to just do a direct handoff to Gus Edwards? I don't know. I think the Bengals are going to have a top 5 pick or top 10 draft pick next spring. Who knows? Maybe. No, Nikolai, that's not the point. If you take a look at the replay, it looks like Lamar Jackson extended the ball past the marker to pick up the first down before he stepped out of bounds. Why didn't Harbaugh challenge that? You don't, before you even try to take the points, go back and look at the replay. It looked like Lamar extended his arm and got the first down before he stepped out of bounds. Harbaugh didn't even attempt to challenge it. And then they just run a stupid play on 4th down instead of just lining up in the quarterback sneak and just... You had a better chance just turning around and handing the ball off to Gus than to do a direct snap. I don't know. Every week we do 1 or 2 plays that's just stupid. And every week there's 1 or 2 decisions by John Harbaugh that makes no sense. And we just do that, and it keeps us in the game for absolutely no reason. Like, why are you not challenging a play that clearly looks like he got it? Why are you doing a direct handoff snap to your running back in a 4th and inches play? Not 4th and 1, mind you. 4th and inches. I can understand not wanting to go for it because if it's a 4th and long run, if it's a 4th and a long run, if it's a 4th and a long 1, I understand not wanting to try and run it there via quarterback sneak. But if it's 4th and inches, what in God's name are you doing by doing that stupid play? Terrible play, terrible call by Monken, horrible decision by Harbaugh to not go for it there. And now you got to bring the defense back out there, who's had plenty of rest because Baltimore took a lot of time off the clock and just didn't score. It's one of those things, bro. It's one of those things that's so annoying because you sit back and you look at Harbaugh and you're like, dude, you're on the sideline. Did no one up top look at this? Did no one in the front see? Look, they're showing the replay. He got the first down. He got the first down. Coach, challenge that. Instead, defense got to come make a stop here. 2nd down and 7. Herbert, over the middle, caught. Oh, he fumbled it. Ravens ball. Ravens ball. He fumbled it. He fumbled it. It's Ravens ball. Let's go. We take over right back there. Fumbled, recovered by the Ravens. And the defense makes a play to bail out John Harbaugh's decision to not freaking challenge that. John Harbaugh is a 70% great head coach, 30% clown as well. Sam, I'm always a play behind. I am always a play behind. Some days I'm 2 plays behind. That's just how my stream works here. Yeah, that's a fumble. That's a fumble. No, sir. Move away. You're not getting the ball. Well, the best part about it, they ruled it a fumble, so you're going to have to see a lot there to just make an assumption that that is an incomplete pass. Was that Harbaugh's plan? No, that was Clowney and that was Clowney. Let me see. It was Roquan that got that. So it's Roquan Smith making a great play. That was not planned by Harbaugh. That's just Roquan Smith making a great play there. That's a fumble. That is a clear fumble. First turnover of the game for either team. Unless you want to count that turnover on downs. But first turnover of the game for either team. And we'll just pretend that idiotic 4th down play and Harbaugh not challenging that play, we'll just pretend that didn't happen. So Ravens will take over on offense right around where they were last time. And we'll just pretend that didn't happen. So 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Going to pretend that last sequence didn't happen. 3:33 left to go. Ravens have an opportunity to score here. Hopefully they didn't do anything stupid this turn. And here comes Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell breaking a tackle. Keaton Mitchell keeping his feet. Keaton Mitchell looks like he picked up the 1st down or he was close. Sorry, but I need Chargers to win for my Chiefs. Of course. But, I mean, you understand you still got... Well, then again, you got to tie... Oh, actually, you do need that. You guys did beat the Jaguars and the Dolphins, so you have the tiebreak over them. But we don't face off against each other, so technically, and as long as we... Well, but then again, do you necessarily need... Do you actually need something? I mean, because again, if both teams finish with the same record, you guys will technically have the tiebreak over us because you have a better conference record. That's a jump. So I'm just thinking right now. Because again, if both Baltimore... We have 3 losses. Let's say both Baltimore and Kansas City ends with 14-3. Kansas City gets the number 1 seed because you have the tiebreak over us because you have a better conference record than us. We've lost 3 AFC games. You guys have lost, what, 2 AFC games? Actually, no, you've lost 1. And that was to the Broncos. You had lost to the Lions and lost to the Eagles. So you have 1 conference loss. You have 1 conference loss. And we have 3. Because of that, you technically don't need this to be a loss. And your schedule's easier than us. So, I mean, hey. Maybe you just want to be able to definitively win the number 1 seed. Anyway, 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Gonna give it to Duvernay where that's a good stop right there. Yeah, Baltimore hasn't had their bye. Yeah, they haven't had their bye week yet. So, we have our bye week after this. Yeah, so after we play the Chargers, we head into our bye week. And the next time we'll play is against the Rams on December 10th. 2nd down and 10 here. They're not going to get a playoff. 2-minute warning here. Ravens up 7-3. We'll see what happens soon. Yes, sir. What's up? Two minutes here. Ravens up 7-3 with the ball. Let's see what we can get. Apparently at a package. Just gonna throw that package over there. Probably should have checked my email. They probably gave me a notification for a package. What's up with these refs not wanting to give us obvious 1st downs? Eli, the refs have been awful all day today. Go ask Texans fans. They've been awful all season, but today they've also been awful. You go ask Texans fans how they feel about the officiating in that game. You go ask Bills fans how they feel about the officiating in Philadelphia today. The refs have been awful today. So I don't think you have to ask what's up with these refs. The refs have been garbage all season. They're going to continue to be garbage. Nothing has changed. The refs have been awful all season. And now, the refs, honestly, based on what they've done, it's light work compared to what the crap I was seeing against Houston. Woo! You would have. Everything was specifically against the Houston Texans that day. Not saying that it ultimately determined who won that game, but yeah, Texans fans, that's ultimately what determined that game. And the BK got 10 sacks now. First Raven with 10 sacks since T-Sizzle in 2017. Yep. Rams play Browns, then they play Ravens. Yes, they do. Either way, we got 2 minutes here. Let's see if the Ravens can try to score a touchdown before halftime and go into halftime up 14-3. If not, you take the 10-3 game and be like, hey, it's going to be one of those weird, low-scoring games that might turn incredibly crazy in the second half. Oh my God, I don't care about these McDonald's commercials. I hate too many warnings. Gotta deal with all these weak commercials that nobody cares about. Like, let's just get back to the game. No one wants to hear about a McDonald's commercial right now. Either way, it's been a very interesting game. This game is going by fast, by the way. This game is going by fast. You think Denver's got a shot at the division? No. They have zero shot at the division. Do they got a shot at the playoffs? Absolutely. But the division? No. They're not winning that division. What type of question is that? If you would have asked me, do they got a shot for the playoffs? Absolutely. But a shot for the division? In what world do they have a shot for the division? Knowing Kansas City's not going to blow it. And knowing Kansas City has an easy schedule down the stretch. Shot for the division. Unless Mahomes becomes a terrible quarterback, ain't no shot for the division. Lamar, stepping up. Nothing there. And Ronnie Stanley getting right in the way of his quarterback. And that's going to be a 3rd and long situation here. Stanley, what are you standing around for? Stanley, what are you supposed to be doing out here, bro? Dog, Stanley is just standing around. What is he doing? And then he gets right in the way of Lamar. What are you doing? You blocking nobody, and then you're getting in the way of your own quarterback. Dog, what are you doing out there? All right, 3rd and 15. Let's settle for the field goal here. Cause like I don't need. That's a jump on us. The play's already dead because you had freaking Morgan Moses. He jumped as well, so that's a false start on the Ravens. What a mess of a sequence here. Stanley just standing around doing nothing, getting Lamar sacked because he won't get the hell out the way. He's not blocking anybody, and then Morgan Moses just jumps on 3rd and 15. Doesn't even matter. The offensive line doesn't even block. They're about to call a different play. Ineligible receiver downfield. First of all, it was a false start and then an ineligible receiver downfield. Offensive line is playing terrible. Ronnie Stanley just looks lost out there. He's out there blocking nobody. I don't even know what to say, bro. This whole line looking awful. What are they even doing out there? Tucker, just kick this field goal, dog. Now, y'all know what I always say about Justin Tucker and field goals. If he misses a field goal out of nowhere, strap in for a weird game. Thankfully, Tucker did not miss that field goal. 10-3 game. 1:12 left. Baltimore does have 2 timeouts. If they could end up getting the ball away from the Chargers via turnover, maybe they got one last chance. Or if they force a really quick 3-and-out, use their timeouts, maybe they got a shot. But honestly, I assume we're either going into halftime 10-3, 10-6, or 10-10. I don't think Baltimore's offense is getting the ball again. I don't know what Ronnie Stanley's even doing out there. We always choke at 8-3 just like before. I wouldn't really say we choke at 8-3 like before, because not long after we got 8-3, Lamar Jackson got injured, and we didn't do anything the rest of the season. And then last year when we got close to it, Lamar got injured again. So it's not like we're specifically choking; it's just we're losing our quarterback, which is why we want to get out of this game clean. Which is why Stanley's got to do something. What's up with the right tackle false starting? And half the time they don't even call it. Dude, I called it out 3 times. Morgan Moses has caused a false start 3 times and they didn't call it. I thought when they stopped this play, I thought they were going to call a false start. Instead, they called an eligible receiver downfield. Morgan Moses, if it's not Morgan Moses jumping off sides, it's especially Ronnie Stanley jumping off sides. You think they'll keep Stanley? Dude, with the way he's performing, do you want to keep Stanley? I don't even know. I've already said it. It's time. This upcoming NFL draft, it's time to draft this man's replacement. This upcoming draft, it's time to look for Stanley's replacement. It's time. It's legit time. I'm serious, bro. It's time. We like what we're seeing with the receiving corps. At least right now. We need to fix this offensive line. And it starts with Stanley. Time to draft his replacement. Yeah, Ravens Steelers is week 18. It'll probably be for the division. Depending on how things go. This is ridiculous, man. This offensive line is doing a very poor job blocking today. They're doing an incredibly poor job blocking today. And we all just looking around confused saying, what in God's name are they out there doing? The blocking today is terrible. I agree. It's time to move on, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, they got to keep Madubuike. I think at this point you would look to keep Justin Madubuike. You can't afford to lose him with the way he's playing. They're gonna probably find a way to sign him. But yeah, in terms of Stanley, it's definitely looking like it may be time to move on. Got to look to draft his replacement. You got to look to draft this man's replacement because with the way things are going right now, this guy, the way he's been playing, I'm telling you, bro, it's just not looking good. First down and 10 for the Chargers here. They're going to look to try and tie this game before halftime. He's going to fire over the middle. It's going to be caught, and he's immediately tackled by Geno Stone. Second down, they're going to let this clock run quickly. If the defense is able to make a stop and force a 3-and-out, they might use a timeout to get the ball back to Lamar. But the Chargers do know this, which is why they're not going to call a timeout here. Nice catch! Brandon Stevens played perfect defense, and Allen just got it. 40 seconds left to go in this half here. Chargers need some points here. Gonna look to try to make another stop here. Herbert takes a snap. He's looking. Gonna check it down to Eckler. Eckler's gonna run. Oh my God, he fumbled it again. Eckler fumbled the ball. That's 2 fumbles. That's 2 fumbles for the Chargers. Oh my God. 2 fumbles for the Chargers. What are they out here doing? I thought we had bad ball security. Oh, you don't know the Chargers, my friend. This is a weekly thing for the Chargers. That wasn't even a punch out. He just lost. What the? Eckler. Bro, what are you doing? And this time it was Patrick Queen. First time it was Roquan Smith that caused the fumble. Then this time it's Patrick Queen that caused the fumble. What are they out there doing? Wow. What a way to hurt your team. Justin Herbert is in football hell because there's nothing he can do about his receivers just fumbling the ball. He hasn't made a single mistake that's been his fault. And yet, 2 fumbles have occurred. And if you're Baltimore, you have 2 timeouts. You got to get in the field goal range and at least extend your lead. I'm not asking for a touchdown here. It's 26 seconds. So I'm not going to ask for a touchdown. But can you get me in the field goal range? Can we go into halftime up 13-3, knowing we get the football back? Don't need to rush it. Don't need to force it. But we've got a chance here. Lamar over the middle. Incomplete. He was looking for likely there. It could not connect. So far, y'all getting lucky. The Chargers keep charging. I mean, the Ravens, not like the Ravens aren't moving down the field putting up points. In 2 drives, they put up 10 points. It's just the Chargers aren't doing anything to respond offensively. And at the end of the day, turnovers are turnovers. It's tough to say we're getting lucky when they're knocking the ball out of their hands. That's just the defense doing their job. 2nd down and 10, trying to get in the field goal range here. Lamar's going to take the snap. Lamar, quick throw, caught by Isaiah Likely. He's going to get out of bounds here. It's 3rd down. So obviously they're going to want to try to pick up the 1st down here. Got 2 timeouts left, so you can look to target the middle of the field. So far, Isaiah Likely, 4 catches, 40 yards. He's doing his thing. Lamar's been spreading the ball around, been spreading the wealth. You're in a 3rd and 6 situation. You can look to target the middle of the field. You want to pick up this 1st down knowing you got 2 timeouts left. At that point, you may need just maybe 10 yards. Actually, you probably would just need 5 yards just to get into Tucker range. In all honesty, if you can pick up this 1st down. Actually, you're around Tucker's range. So even if you don't pick up this 1st down, just don't get sacked backwards. Well, Lamar got stripped, and it's picked up. Funny enough, they're still technically Tucker's range. You might as well kick it. You might as well kick it. You're technically in Tucker's range. I'll give a field goal shot here. You're technically still in Tucker's range to try to do this. Whoa, what a move by Khalil Mack. The spin move was ferocious. He got to Lamar with quickness. Wow. Hey, you want to try to kick this field goal with Tucker? Oh, never mind. He got sacked right there, so they're going to label this a sack. So at this point, it's 4th. I thought, you know, based on where the ball went, he might have a chance here. At this point, with 8 seconds left, they're probably going to go for a Hail Mary. Oh, the Holy Roller. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because of the fumble, the only person that can touch the ball there would be the person that fumbled it. If not, he's going to be down based on where he lost the ball. I forgot about that rule. This offensive line is terrible, bro. Offensive line's been playing poorly. But I will say this, though. Offensive line didn't play well, but that was a fantastic spin move by Khalil Mack. Most offensive tackles getting beat by that move. That was a beautiful spin move by Khalil Mack. Offensive line's been poor, no question. But that spin move that Khalil Mack put on Morgan Moses to get to Lamar, that was beautiful. Yeah, 8 seconds left. I mean, at this point, I mean, can you try to... I don't know if you're going to be able to pick up a 1st down here and try something. I don't know if they're going to try to go for a Hail Mary or see if they can pick up a 1st down with 1 second left and try to get a field goal out of this. I have no clue. Either way, it's been a very messy first half. Let's just go into halftime, not making mistakes here. 8 seconds left. Lamar fires. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. And I guess the Chargers are going to have a chance at a Hail Mary. So now Justin Herbert's going to have a chance for a Hail Mary just before halftime. Which, I mean, good on him for that. He's going to have a chance at a Hail Mary just before halftime. If you can get somebody open down there to make a play, you might have a chance. This has been a messy first half by both teams. But, bro, the Chargers really got to look at this and say, what are we doing out here? We are actively hurting ourselves. Nasty game by both teams, but at least the Ravens have been more consistent, and they haven't turned the ball over. Herbert, Hail Mary time. He's got time. He's going to look downfield. Does somebody get open? It's intercepted. It's going to be an interception by Millett to end this half. So, after a weird... Well, I mean, you can't kick it from there. You know that. After a very weird first half, the Ravens are up 10-3. They do get the ball coming out of halftime, but it's been nasty. The Chargers have 3 turnovers in the first half. The Ravens have 10 points. They've made some mistakes. They've had a turnover on downs. This feels like the type of game we expected to see. So I'm not exactly shocked. We'll see what happens in the second half, though. But the Ravens do. Oh, this is the 6th game allowing 3 or fewer points going into halftime. Most in the NFL. But yeah, we are in halftime. Ravens up 10-3. They get the ball coming out of halftime. Let's see what adjustments they can make, and hopefully they'll come out here and play more consistent football. We'll just have to see how things go. With that being said, guys, I'll see you at halftime. I gotta take a look at this. I don't know what this package is. I remember ordering something, but I don't remember what this package is. So I'm gonna take a look at this package, and I'll see you guys in the second half. Let's get this second half over with. Let's get this second half over with. I got a series I'm reading right now that's getting really good, and I want to get back to reading it. So let's just get this second half over with and move on with our night. We do get a bye week after this, so I can catch up on a lot of my reading and other stuff. So it'll be sad not to watch the Ravens for 2 whole weeks, but they could use it. This team's banged up right now. They need their bye week desperately. Okay, 1st and 10 for the Ravens. What do you have coming out of the bye week? Not bye week. Coming out of the halftime. Oh wow. I feel like I'm already ready for the bye week at this point with the way I'm talking. First down, they're gonna run it with Gus. They're gonna pick up a few yards. Second down coming up here for the Ravens. 60 yards rushing. Honestly, both defenses have been doing their jobs today. The reason why it's really been this type of game is because both defenses have been doing their jobs tonight. 60 rushing yards for us in the first half. It's not usually our MO. We usually do better in executing in the run game. 2nd and 8. Lamar fires. Caught by Zay. Zay picking up 1st down. Zay breaking a tackle. Zay getting up to the 45-yard line. What's going on, Corey? Nice play by Zay Flowers to move the chains. As my camera decides to act up for no reason. Thank you. There we go. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Gonna hand it off again. Gus gonna be dropped there again. Right now, they're doing a good job trying to stop the run game from going anywhere. And it's been effective. It has been very effective so far. It's slowed down the game for the Ravens because the running game isn't being as effective. So now it's like, okay, we've got to get this pass game going. Which is why you want to look to make sure you get things going a lot more when it comes to the aspect of getting these quick throws and putting it in the hands of receivers and letting those playmakers just go out there and make plays. 2nd down and 5 here. Lamar's going to take it under center here. He's going to hand it off here to Gus. And Gus is going to be met immediately. This defense is doing their job by stopping the run game. No matter what formation you're throwing out there, the Ravens have not been highly successful in running the football today. So now you're in a 3rd down and short situation. You run the ball, and if you can get a couple yards, you put yourself in a good position to try and pick this up. Third down and 2 for the Ravens. They are in Chargers territory. This time they're going to hand it off to Justice Hill. And Hill breaks free. Hill gets inside the 30. Big run, big play. 1st down Ravens. So big run right there. They continue to stick with the run game, picking up great yardage here. Nice run there by Justice Hill. And got close there, but he held on to the football. And what I got a message for? Oh, okay, cool. And I really want to get back to reading the story. 1st down and 10 for the Ravens. They're at the Chargers 30-yard line. Lamar tosses it to Keaton Mitchell. Mitchell has nowhere to go. Good stop by the defense. Zay is nice. Yeah, Zay is doing his thing. Zay Flowers is definitely doing his thing. 2nd down coming up here for the Ravens. That's a nice stop there by the defense of the Chargers. They have done a relatively good job in trying to stop this Ravens run game. But you know this run game has been relentless today. 2nd down and 11, ball at the Chargers 30-yard line. Lamar takes a snap. He's going to fire. Incomplete. He was looking for Hill. They could not connect there. 3rd down coming up here. Yes, it looked like a false start. It's either Ronnie Stanley or Morgan Moses that just keeps on false starting here. This time I think it was Stanley that did it. That's Stanley again. At some point, you got to, and look, he false starts and he just because he's going quickly, he's missing his guys. He has got to stop doing this. He cannot continue to do these false starts. He keeps going a bit too quickly. So because he's going a bit too quickly, he's already caught himself off guard and he's in a bad position here to try to make the block. 3rd down and 11. Lamar's going to take the snap, empty backfield here, pressure's coming. He's going to fire downfield. He's got a man. He was looking for Odell, pressure was coming quick, had to get the ball out. There was nothing he could do there. Perfect coverage on OBJ. Defender was there one-on-one. They sent a blitz. Everybody came. Lamar Jackson had to get that out quickly. And there's just no time. There's just no time to throw this. Odell was there one-on-one, but the defender was there. Going toe for toe. Straight up going toe for toe. Straight up going toe for toe with Odell. But that was a great call by the Chargers defense. They're noticing how this offensive line is crumbling. So they just sent a blitz. They sent a blitz. You got 2 defenders that got a free release look on Lamar Jackson, and he had to get the ball out quickly. He said, you know what, I'm going to give I got a chance here. One-on-one matched up. Let's see if we can get something going. Couldn't get it there, but they did go down the field, so hopefully they will be able to get some points out of this. 48-yard field goal for Justin Tucker. Kick is up, and it is as straight as an arrow. It's good. Ravens go up 13-3. They at least put some points on the board to start off the second half. Great job by Lamar not taking the snap. Not taking a sack. Yeah, he recognized it. He recognized the blitz was coming and immediately he saw. He had a one-on-one matchup to his left here with Odell. He immediately saw that he immediately was able to indicate where the blitz was coming. They weren't going to have the blockers there. 2 defenders are coming at him free release. He just puts it up there and says, hey, I'm going to try to give my receiver a chance there. If not, we're not going to put the ball in danger, and I'm not going to take a sack that's going to knock us out of field goal range. So good execution right there. Well, good decision by Lamar Jackson. Good decision by Lamar Jackson. No way we're going to score 30 points with this soft O-line. I guess not, bro. Goal isn't to score 30 points. Goal is to win the football game. So I don't care how many points we score. At the end of the game, we better be having more points than the Chargers. The goal is to win the game, not score as many points. Obviously, we want much more points. We want all the possible points. But you know what you have here with the offensive line. You know how they are. There's nothing you can do about it. Ravens defense is doing a great job so far in this game. Hopefully they can keep it up. They forced 3 turnovers. Well, really they forced 2 turnovers. The interception, we all know on the Hail Mary it can go either way. But they forced 2 turnovers. So they've been doing their job today. They've been making some great stops. Hopefully they come out this second half and continue to play that way because we're going to need it. It looks like this could be a low-scoring game. He lives in rehab. That's not a good thing to say about somebody, bro. You're acting like he's purposely trying to be injured. Why do y'all always do this with these injured players? Nobody wants to be injured. No one's trying to do rehab. Do you understand what rehab does to a person mentally? When you can't do the daily functions that you're used to doing, when you can't even properly walk, when you can't even put weight on your foot, like that's not a good thing. That's a very, very tough thing to come back from, and it affects you. It affects you physically, it affects you emotionally, it affects you mentally. So we're not going to sit there and try to make light of that. To sit back and say, bro's getting paid $20 million a year to get penalized and constantly get beat. Yeah, sure. Call him out on that one. You didn't have to bring up the injury part. You did not have to bring up the injury part. You didn't. You did not have to bring up the injury part. You did not have to bring up the injury part. There was no reason to bring that up. Like I said, if you're gonna come after these players, come after these players for what they do on the field. But things like injury that they cannot control, do not start using that as weapons against them. Because nobody can control injuries. That's not cool. That is not cool at all. I ain't talking about, it's not about talking, oh, I guess you're talking to someone else that said don't talk about Lamar that way. I guess that guy said that. You must be talking about him when he said that. But it's not even just about Lamar. I'm just saying, you don't talk about any player like that when it comes to injuries. You criticize the players for what they do on the field. But don't bring injury talk into this. Because you say he's basically getting paid $20 million a year to not produce on the field and get hurt. as if he's actually going out there with the intention to get hurt because he just loves being in rehab. Like, come on, bro. Come on, dog. It's the same thing y'all always be doing with Anthony Davis. I get it. You want to sit back and say the man's never healthy, feel free to. But I'm not going to hold him accountable for things he can't control. When injuries are a part of sports, you can't control that. I'm not going to criticize AD for not being able to stay healthy, knowing that injuries can happen to anybody. Everyone wants to criticize AD for injuries, but people don't want to bring up Kawhi's injuries. The fact that in each of the last 2 postseasons they've been in, he has torn something that's ended his season. Each of the last 2 postseasons he's participated in, he has torn something that's ended in his season. Nobody holds it against him. But because they have an agenda against AD, we want to bring up injury talks. As if AD can control injuries. You want to criticize the players for how they play on the field? Feel free to. But do not sit back and try to utilize their injury history as a weapon towards them. I don't care who the player is. Like, there's no reason to bring up injury talk and use it as a weapon against somebody just so you can criticize them because they're not playing well. He gets paid $20 million a year to what did you say? He gets paid $20 million a year to get penalized and constantly get beat. That's fine. You're right. He should be performing better. Third down here, incomplete. Defense makes a stop. Chargers going to have to punt the football. At the end of the day, you want to sit back and say, dude's getting paid $20 million years to get penalized and constantly get beat? I agree with you. He's playing terrible. I agree with you with that statement. Don't bring injury talks into it because injuries are an element you can't control. You can't control how you play on the field. You can control the lack of discipline that you're showing by constantly jumping on these false starts. So Stanley's play on the field, feel free to criticize it. We do the same thing all the time. Feel free to criticize Ronnie Stanley's play, but do not bring injury talks into it because injuries are not something that anybody can control. How long were the Chargers on the field? I blinked and they already went 3 and out. They were on the field for less than a minute. Maybe I guess a minute as a whole. Stanley looks like a rookie that hasn't stepped on a field before, a shell of his former self. That's fine. That's the type of talk you should talk about. His production on the field. Look at how he's playing on the field and criticize him. Just don't bring up injuries. That's an element no one can control. We just see Joe Burrow's out for the season. He can't control that. Someone could say he's getting paid big money to constantly get injured on a yearly basis. Kyle Hamilton reminds me of Cam Chancellor. That's an interesting comparison. Do you think? With that, would you say that he has the physicality in terms of how he plays the game? Do you think Hamilton is similar from the physicality perspective as Chancellor? From a physicality perspective, I'm not complaining. I'm just sick of Stanley doing this every week. He's clearly, you just named he's a shell of his former self. We all know Stanley suffered an injury that damn near should have ended his career. I don't know, but listen. We all know he got to play better. Obviously, we all know he got to play better. But the guy's a shell of himself. You just named it here. The guy's a shell of himself. And when a player's a shell of themselves, are they going to be able to perform at the same level they were prior to that injury? The guy's a shell of himself. He's never getting back to that level. You just named it right there. He's a shell of himself. So you know he's not even remotely close to getting back to that level he was playing before a potential career-ending injury. You can criticize him, but I mean saying I'm sick of Stanley doing this every week. I will sit back and say in terms of the blocking, he don't look like he have it anymore. But in terms of the penalties, come on, that's just discipline. In terms of the penalty, that's him constantly making the mistakes. Yeah, we all watched the Eagles-Bills. It was a great game. Because of his physicality and hitting skills like Ronnie Lott, Sean Taylor, Ed Reed, and Cam. So you would sit back and say Hamilton's physicality. What's going on, Purple? You would sit back and say his physicality is similar to those guys. You feel from what you've seen so far. Because I feel like you got a good case to make it. Because we've seen Hamilton be physical on the field and put some tough hits on some guys. I think the best we've seen him showcase that definitely was week 3 when he got those 3 sacks. Those were some physical sacks he had on Gardner Minshew. And this guy is just delivering some tough hits out here. So if you feel like he's similar to that, I feel like you got a good case. I think you got a good argument to say he's similar to those guys. So, got to get something going here offensively. First and 10. Here comes Lamar Jackson himself attacking the middle of the field because, the Ravens like to exploit weaknesses, and the Chargers have a weakness in the middle of the field when it comes to the running game. My thing about it is I'm fine with occasionally using Lamar in these situations, but if you're going to run the ball, we got to stop trying to run it towards the outside and towards these edges. Line up and hit them directly in the middle. That's where their weakness is. That's the weak aspect of their defense. We don't need to be trying to go alongside the edges enough because they've done a great job playing those. If you're going to line up and hand the ball off, just hand the ball off and go straight up the middle. Punish those interior defensive linemen for not being able to make those stops. See, that's what I'm talking about. And now look, Keith Mitchell breaking free. Keith Mitchell keeping his feet. Keith Mitchell getting into Chargers territory. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You see a weakness in the Chargers defense, the middle of the field. We don't need to be having Keaton Mitchell or Justice Hill or Gus Edwards doing these zone runs. Line up and have him run through the middle of that defense because that's their softest spot on this defense. They have struggled to make stops in those moments. That is what we need Baltimore to do. Don't need to be trying to go hit the edges when you know where their weakness is. Attack the weakness. Play fake Lamar. That's going to be an intentional grounding. That is absolutely going to be intentional grounding on Lamar. What was that? They tried to run play action and nobody blocked that defender. Yeah. That's going to be on Lamar. Was anybody supposed to block, or is that one of those receivers that got a free release because we're running a play action pass? Look at this, bro. Nobody was there for that guy. He just went free release. He literally, he was free release. That was a free release run for this dude. Straight to Lamar. There's nothing you can do in that situation. A free release. 2nd and 22. That's exactly what we love to see. And here comes pressure again on Lamar. Lamar's going to sidearm it. He's going to get it to Nelson Aguilar. And Aguilar's going to pick up the first down. Yeah, Monken equals Roman with that play call. Guys, we can't keep doing this. Leave Roman alone. That man is living his life. Leave that man alone. That was not a play call where you were saying it was Monken. That's a situation where a guy went unblocked and there was nothing there. Oh! Ooh, defender jumped it. That could have been a pick. The defender jumped it. It was a wide receiver screen. Oh, they said he didn't get it on 3rd down? They said Aguilar didn't get it. That was so close. It was supposed to be a wide receiver screen. The defender read it cleanly. He almost picked off Lamar there. That was a great read by Samuel. Guys, it's 4th and inches. It's 4th and inches. Line up and just run this. It's 4th and inches. I'm going for this here. Is Lamar going to get 200 throwing yards? I don't know. We're in the 3rd quarter, bro. So far, Lamar has 154. Unless he just stops throwing the ball, I would assume he's getting 200. He's got 154 passing yards. I'm guessing you put money on 200 yards because that's the only reason you'd be asking for yards. The only reason you'd be asking for yards is if you put money on him getting 200 passing yards today. Otherwise, I don't see why you're focused on that. So if you only need Lamar for 200 yards, what's it called? Only need Lamar for 200 yards passing. Well, stay tuned. We'll see if we can get you that parlay. I really wish in these situations we could just run a quarterback sneak. 4th and inches here. It'd be nice if we just lined up for once. I'm not saying we should try to tush push. Let's not even attempt that. But you want to try to see. Let's see. Are they going to try to just line up and run this? Maybe you just try a quarterback sneak here. I know it can be dangerous at times, but sometimes it's nice to try and get a quarterback sneak. I don't always need to see Lamar in the shotgun working here. Wow. Gus got hit, but he crossed the line and picked up the first down. 1st down and 10 for the Ravens. That was almost bad. That could have been similar to the last time they tried this. The only difference is it wasn't a bad call this time. He just said, let's line up and just run it. And this, man, some of these guys in the offensive line are just doing terrible. They're getting bullied. Okay, at this point, we got to stop sitting back and saying they're playing terrible. These guys are getting bullied. Okay, there's a difference between playing terrible and getting bullied. When they're consistently getting past the offensive line every single snap, bro, they're bullying you. This is a bully fest. They are bullying us. Looking for Bateman. Bateman fell. Offensive line not good at all tonight. They're not good, but at the same time, I'm going to give the front seven for the Chargers their credit. I'm giving them their credit because they have been bullying us every single play. You know, we can sit back and criticize the offensive line. They're definitely playing bad. But at the same time, I'm going to give credit to the Chargers defense because they're clearly bullying these guys. I'm watching it happen here. They are bullying these guys. It's not even a conversation. They are clearly bullying these guys. 2nd down and 10 for the Ravens. Quick throw here to Zay. Was Zay ruled down? I don't know about that play. That was a weird play to run. They're really trying these wide receiver screens. I don't have a problem running these screens, but you gotta get some blockers out there. If you're gonna run that play, you need blockers. Where are the blockers? You can't run this play with Zay Flowers and then say, hey, go try to win this one-on-one. Like, where are the blockers? Just like nobody's there to block for him. You can't run a play like that and then there's no blockers set up. That's just a waste of a down. If you're gonna run a receiver screen, get some blockers there. Now we're going backwards. Can we get 10 yards at least to get back into field goal position for Tucker? Lamar deep drop back. Lamar's going to fire. And it's off the hands of Aguilar. Incomplete. And now you got to punt the football again. And Aguilar looks a little bit shaken up. Hopefully he's okay. See, look, when Khalil Mack's doing things like this, what am I supposed to say? They're getting bullied. They're getting bullied. Aguilar, you gotta catch that. Aguilar, you gotta catch that, bro. You gotta catch that if you're Aguilar. You have to catch that. Receivers getting paid millions of dollars to catch a ball and can't do it. Yeah, everybody in games drop passes. You just hope that the guys you pay catch passes in crucial downs, but everybody drops passes. We need more quarterback runs. They're not trying to use Lamar as a runner like that. I'm sorry. They're not trying to utilize runs like that. Okay, the reason why they moved from that offense is so they don't utilize quarterback runs as much. They're like Lamar himself ain't really trying to utilize those runs himself. So maybe they attempt to do it, but they're not trying to, bro. They're not trying to utilize more quarterback runs. That's why they keep running these wide receiver screens. They're not trying to have to utilize Lamar Jackson in the run game. They're not trying to do that anymore. Lamar's a great passer. This offense just runs smoother when Lamar runs for big plays. That's not the offense we're in anymore. That is not the offense they're in anymore. That is not the offense they're in anymore. What's going on, Casper? If they wanted to continue having more quarterback runs, they should have just kept Roman. If that was the mindset, they would have just kept Roman. But they're not trying to do that anymore. That's why they're utilizing 3 backs. That's why they're utilizing Justice Hill. That's why they're utilizing Keaton Mitchell. That's why they're utilizing Gus Edwards. They're not, and that's why they're especially trying to run these wide receiver screens. Why? Because they're not trying to utilize Lamar in quarterback runs. They don't want to do that. I just don't get the play calls. It's like we want to be hard. I don't understand the wide receiver screens. That's my thing. I don't have a problem with the screens, but they're not setting up blocking. So it's just the ball's getting snaps. There's no blockers over there, and we're just throwing it to Zay to try to do what? Break a couple tackles and make a highlight play? Give him some blockers. I don't mind the screens, but there has to be blockers if you're going to run a screen. Screens have not been working because there's been no blocking. You can't execute a wide receiver screen if you're not giving some blocking for the wide receivers. If you're going to run this play, you need to have blocking. And there's no blocking. I don't have a problem with the wide receiver screens. We've had some good success with the wide receiver screens. But the problem is when we're throwing these wide receiver screens, nobody's blocking for Zay. So what is he supposed to do? Break 3 ankles and just find a way to go pick up a first down? It's not going to happen. Yeah, that's not happening. Why don't they just sign an offensive lineman? How about you do that? That might actually work. Just throw the ball down the field. How are they supposed to throw the ball down the field when Lamar's getting no time to throw because his offensive line is doing a terrible job protecting him? The offensive line has been awful, but they've also been getting bullied. So they're getting bullied. They're not making any stops here. The blocks have been terrible, and Lamar's getting no time to throw. You can't throw the ball down the field if you have no time to throw the ball down the field. Herbert gets it to Allen. Allen picks up the first down. So there's nothing you can do if you get no time to throw. It's not like you can just line up and then all of a sudden take the snap and then immediately chuck it down the field. That's intentional grounding. Mack is a one-man wrecking machine. He's cooking everybody right now. Not a single lineman is matching him right now. Gonna check this down here. Nice tackle there by Geno Stone. Second down coming up here for the Chargers. 5:45 left to go in this game. Surprisingly. I thought we would be at the fourth quarter at this point. Second and 7 here for the Chargers. They have not really been on the field much this game. It has been a lot of turnovers for them in the worst possible situations. They haven't had the ball for much in this game. You see that? When you run a screen there, you get some blockers. You saw they ran that screen there. You saw they ran that screen and they ended up getting 2 blockers so that he could pick up the first down. That is what you got to do. Now, that's not a wide receiver screen, but I'm saying if you're setting up screens, you got to get blocks. They set up the blocking here for Eckler. Look at that. Look at the blocking setup for Eckler. Obviously, he's going to pick up the first down when you do something like that. That's what you got to do on these receiver screens. You need to set something up. First down and 10 here for the Chargers. They're going to fake the handoff, fire over the middle. It is caught by Allen. What's his name? Herbert's trying to get a connection going with Allen here, trying to get something going with the offense. This reminded me of the Steelers game earlier this year. Well, that was kind of a different situation. That was just receivers dropping passes. This is more of like the Colts game, where the offense is just not really moving well enough, and the offensive line is not doing a good job protecting. So this isn't really the Steelers game. This is more like the Colts game, where it was like a game where you looked at it and said, they really shouldn't have lost, but nothing was going on. Like offensively, nothing was really happening. They are really getting the ball in the hands of Keenan Allen right now. Third down and 1 here. Honestly, for the Chargers, this could potentially be 4-down territory, given the situation there. I'm given the area they're in. Let me see. If they're at midfield, you might as well go for this if you don't pick it up on third down. Yeah, you're at midfield. You might as well look to go for this. Play fake here. Herbert. Ball gets tipped, and it's incomplete. Kyle Van Noy making the play right there. Because of him tipping the pass, Allen's not able to get the catch. Great defensive play. Kyle Van Noy, well, not Allen, but smart. Yeah, that's an incomplete pass. If Kyle Van Noy does not tip that pass, there's nobody in front of him. There's nobody in front of him. That could have potentially have been a touchdown. That is a great play by Kyle Van Noy. Now it's 4th and 1. If you're the Chargers, do you just try to run it up the middle of the field? Do you try to just run this ball instead of trying to get fancy? You know what? They'll probably look to pass this. Who knows? Or they're going to use their heads and run the ball. Oh, my God. He gets it. Hey, look. Hey, look. You know, sometimes when you don't do complicated things, Staley, you actually can, I don't know, make plays happen. Maybe instead of trying to do play-action passes here, you run the ball? Come on, dude. Maybe instead of doing these weird-ass play-action passes, sorry for the swearing, you, that was definitely a slip-up, you choose to run the ball. Staley just pisses me off with some of the dumb things he does. Oh, Hamilton just dragged that guy down. Great play by Kyle Hamilton. Second down coming up here for the Chargers. Kyle Hamilton continues to make plays today. This has really been the Keenan Allen drive. They are just finding every which way to get him the football. And Kyle Hamilton made an amazing tackle right there. Just got his foot and dropped him right there. Second down and 12 here. Empty backfield for Herbert. Herbert's got pressure coming. Herbert, he's going to fire over the middle. It is incomplete. Great defense by Brandon Stevens. And it's going to force a third down and long situation for the Chargers. And now we have an injured Chargers player down. It was Quentin he was going for. He was down, but it looks like he's back on his feet. He's a little shaken up here. Great play right there by Brandon Stevens. Third down and long here. He's now back down to one knee. Hopefully he's okay. You think it's 4 down territory? If it ends up becoming a 4th and long situation, I don't think they're going to go for it. It's the 4th quarter and it's a 10. And no, it's the 3rd quarter and it's a 10-point game. I don't know if they want to attempt that. Wow, Stevens really took a big step compared to years past. He's playing well. He's playing well. I hated Stevens for years, but he's playing decent this season. Probably because he's had time to develop. You know, not everyone that comes in the league is automatically going to be a star player or be a top-tier lockdown corner or a top-tier receiver. Not everybody that gets drafted is going to be able to provide that immediate production. Sometimes it takes time to develop. Not everyone's going to be able to come out and make an impact immediately. The Ravens were patient with Brandon Stevens, and it worked out. Now, you get outliers like Geno Stone because, again, we had Geno Stone here. It didn't work out. They let him go. He went to another team. Didn't work out there. They let him go. He comes back to the Ravens, and now he's having the best season of his career. But with Brandon Stevens, they gave him time. I thought EDC was on something when he drafted a guy that barely plays DB in college. Well, they were obviously going to look to develop them. If there's anything Baltimore likes to do is develop guys. That's the same reason why they drafted a guy that had no sacks his final season of college. And they still believe in Odafe Owe. And they're still, going to continue to believe in him as long as he, shows some level of progress. They want him to continue to develop. And he's played well this year. Honestly, Odafe Owe this year has definitely been better than last year. Why? Because he's actually producing. Last year, he didn't produce anything. This year, he's actually produced. He has a couple sacks this year. He's actually doing well. Yeah, I watched the entirety of the Jaguars-Texas game. It was crazy. Which is why when I talked about it at the start of the stream, that when someone brought up the refs during our first drive, I sat back and said, bro, refs have been terrible all game. Did you see what happened in Houston today? I watched the entirety of the game. Do we get a comp 3rd-round pick when a player of ours gets a big contract? I don't know. I assume you always get a comp pick if you, trade a player or let a player go and you guys. I don't know. Take Stanley's contract and give it to Hamilton. That's not how that works. You can't even do that in Madden. Once you sign the ink, bro, that contract is yours. 3rd down and 12. Don't worry, Hamilton's going to get his money. He's going to get paid. 3rd down and 12 here for the Chargers. 2:17 left to go. Ravens defense looking to make a stop and get the ball back to the offense, who don't really know what they're doing right now. 3rd and 12. Flag on the play already. This is going to be a false start. This is going to be a false start. A lot of times when they stop the play before it happens, it's a false start on the offense. There it is. So now a 3rd and 12 becomes a 3rd and 17 for the Chargers, and now it's just like Herbert might take a shot downfield to try and initiate a flag. Herbert might take a shot down the field to try and initiate a penalty. Third down and 17. Not really a lot you can do here if you're Herbert. Just going to have to check it down here. Oh, they ran a trick play. He got it. He got it. Wow. That's a crazy play to pick up a first down there. That was a crazy execution right there by the Chargers. One of those crazy trick plays is one of the only ways you're going to pick up a first down there. Hey, man, shout out to the Chargers for doing that. Not often you see that type of play happening. What's the challenge for? It's not a forward pass. Is it a forward pass? Did they see anything up there that makes you assume it's a forward pass? I don't know. I thought it was a backward pass. I thought that was no. If it's a backward pass, it's a lateral. If it's a forward pass, then that's a penalty, which means it's going to be fourth down. So the reason Harbaugh's challenging that is because he thinks it's a forward. I don't know. Someone up there told him, or maybe he saw it and said that's a forward pass. Let's challenge it. If it's backwards, okay. When the receiver gets the ball, right? If they throw the ball backwards, it's a lateral. So it means where they throw the ball. If the ball, let's say you're at the 45-yard line. If you throw it backwards towards the 43-yard line, it is a lateral, which means it's a legal play. However, if you're at the 45 and you throw the ball and you throw it to the 44-yard line, let's say you're like going because they're in our territory. So if you throw it forward, that's an illegal forward pass. If you throw it backwards, it's a lateral. So Harbaugh's challenging. So if they rule this a forward pass, that is going to be a penalty on the Chargers, a legal forward pass, which means that play will not be a first down. The Ravens will win the challenge. But if it's a backward pass, if they determine it to be a backward pass, that's going to be a lateral, which means the play call will stand and we're going to lose a timeout. So I guess someone up there saw something. That made them say Harbaugh challenges. This is a forward pass. We're going to see. Oh, you said forward pass, the receiver was head of the ball carrier? I don't think that's the case. I looked at it. It looked like a lateral. I don't think this was a forward pass. I really think they're going to rule this as lateral. I'm pretty sure it was a backward pass. Like, just take a look at where Allen was when he threw it and then where Eckler caught it. That was a lateral. That was clearly a lateral. So I don't know what they saw upstairs that made them think forward pass. What Ravens player do you miss more? Matthew Judon, Marcus Peters, Hollywood Brown, or C.J. Mosley? Marcus Peters ain't doing so well where he's at. Hollywood Brown, I guess, would be the best one, but it's not like he's balling out. And then C.J. Mosley, he's been dealing with injury. I guess it would have to come down to Matthew Judon. Ooh, the ball. No way! Looking where this is, this one, ooh, this might be a forward pass. It's close, but I think it's actually on the line. It's close, bro. This is like this is like the Music City Miracle. It's like the Music City Miracle. I think it's right on the line. You can't call it. So they're gonna sit back and say it's a lateral. It's not a forward pass. So we lose the challenge. We got one timeout left, and in a game like this, that's a tough call. But yeah, I guess it'll come down to Hollywood or Judon. Most people probably say Matthew Judon because people want to add to this pass rush. So I guess Matthew Judon probably is the thing. Probably is the choice here. So yeah, they looked at it. It seemed to be on the line, bro. That was very close to like the Music City Miracle, where it felt like it was right on that line. People to this day still say it's a forward pass, but it was that close. So it is what it is. They're going to give them the first down there. Herbert over the middle. It is caught. He is dropped right there. This has just been the Keenan Allen drive. Herbert is just directly throwing to Keenan Allen. Some point you got to look to try and stop that because he keeps directly throwing at Keenan Allen. They're going to run it here on third down and pick up the first down here. You're going to have to start putting some extra bodies, and not some extra, but an extra body on Keenan Allen because Herbert is directly targeting Keenan Allen right now. He is directly Keenan Allen has 10 catches for 76 yards. And Herbert's 17 completions. Of those 17, 10 goes to Allen. So he's directly just throwing the ball to Keenan Allen. This entire drive, he's just been throwing to Keenan Allen. Oh, he actually threw it to someone else other than Keenan Allen. Second down coming up here. Really needed Marlowe this week. Well, he wasn't healthy enough to go. Or they didn't want to risk him. It is what it is. Because they know they're going to need him for the long term. We're going to be heading into the fourth quarter here soon. Baltimore having one timeout is disgusting work. It could hurt them down the stretch in that fourth quarter, knowing we don't play well in fourth quarters, but we'll have to see. Delay a game. Delay a game. Clear delay a game. Second down and 13 here for the for the Chargers. Ravens defense starting to look gassed right now, and that's actually going to end the third quarter. Because of that penalty, it's going to end the third quarter. Can't even make this up. How do we end up here every other week? Because we're the Ravens. It's been like this for years. This is what we've done as a franchise. You surprised? This has been happening. Do you know that we had to deal with this every single week with Joe Flacco for a decade? Bro, we are used to this. This is what we grew up on. We grew up on close games. We grew up on nasty games. We grew up on this team having to come down to the wire in some random strange games because one week they'll blow out a team and all of a sudden look dominant, and the next week Flacco decides, that's the week I'm going to throw 2 interceptions for no reason. This is nothing new, my friend. This is nothing new. I just want to get back to my reading. But now we're about to deal with a messy fourth quarter where nothing's really going well. Yeah, I grew up with Ravens close games for a long time. We're so used to it. I swear, we choking out a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, I'm going to lose it. Get ready. I mean, I'm sorry, there's no rant out of me this week. There is no rant out of me this week. I got some reading to catch up on. I am not going to rant if they lose this game. I'm going to be very honest. I'll leave it up to you guys to rant. But I'm going to be chilling. I got some reading to catch up on. No, such a long commercial break. Don't you just love it?
Hey, that's great. Who are the chefs? Mistake. Maybe just mistakes.
All right, here comes the fourth quarter. Here we go, another fourth quarter chaos because the Ravens literally cannot stop putting themselves in these circumstances. Funny enough, we're dealing with a team that also chokes in these situations, so let's see who chokes the most. Prepare for a chaotic fourth quarter, people. Second down and 13. Here we go, Herbert. Tosses it to a wide open Keenan Allen once again. I mean, is anyone gonna put an extra body on Keenan Allen? Cause like Herbert just keeps throwing to Keenan Allen, and we kind of just keep letting that happen. I'm just saying, you want to stop that? Like they keep throwing to Keenan Allen. The man has 11 catches today. 11 catches for 80 yards. That means they're just checking it down to him, giving him quick throws. Someone want to try to stop this guy from touching the football today? Watch this probably go to Allen again. Oh, he's looking his way too! But he ended up getting it to someone else because someone was left wide open in the middle of the field. Another first down here. Chargers have a good chance to score a touchdown here and make this a close game. Everett was left wide open there. Great execution by him. Just ran toward the soft side of the zone here. Now you got to see if this defense can make a stop here inside the red zone. Have to see if that can happen. First and 10. Herbert looking towards his right. Gonna run a screen, but the Ravens actually made a stop and saw it before anything happened. Good play by Patrick Queen. Second down coming up here. If they score and we don't, that's game for us. That's not exactly how it works when there's still way too much time left on the clock. Also, you're forgetting the team we're playing. This is probably the only team in the AFC that chokes more than we do. So, let's not sit back and pretend like we don't know who we're playing against. It's not going to be over if they score and we don't score next. That's not how football works here, especially not against this team of all people. You can't trust them down the stretch. Herbert is going to have to check it down again. He's out. I don't even know what he's trying to do. He was out. Third down coming up here for the Chargers. The defense can make a stop without causing a penalty. They can just give up a field goal here. It'll be a 13-6 game, and you just got to hope the offense does something in the fourth quarter. I don't know. But you got to make a stop here before any big play can happen. Third and 14. Herbert, pressure's coming. Clowney got the fumble. Fumble! Is it picked up by the Ravens? That's another fumble. Another turnover. The defense does their job once again. They force yet another turnover. Clowney beasting and feasting this season. Justin Herbert took a shot. A strip sack happened. And the Ravens stopped them from scoring any points. Four turnovers in the game for the Chargers. That's tough. There's nothing Herbert can do in that situation. Nah, Clowney timed that. I thought he might have jumped off sides, but he timed that well. Clowney has been great for us this season. And he's got a lot of work to do in terms of the offensive line, because that's the only problem I'm seeing with the team. The offensive line is the only issue, which is something you can address in the draft. So when you say he's got a lot of work to do in terms of, they're assigning these players. Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. That is absolutely true. That actually makes it worse. I wasn't even thinking about that because I'm not focused on that. But yeah, Clowney's been balling out. I don't think when's the last time Clowney's ever had a year where he's had nearly 10 sacks? Like, Clowney maybe having a career year. Matabike's having a career year. Kyle Hamilton's playing out of his mind. Geno Stone's playing out of his mind. Brandon Stevens playing out of his mind. Patrick Queen's playing out of his mind. There's a lot of guys here, bro. There's a lot of guys. Clowney hasn't had a 10-sack season since 2013 when he was with the Texans. That's kind of big. That actually makes it tough now. Defense, yeah, they're having a career year in general. Just trying to take a look at this. Yeah, Clowney just got, I don't know how many sacks Clowney has on the season. Well, both teams have 2 sacks on the game so far. But we've caused 4 turnovers. I gotta check this out. Let me see this. Let me take a look at his stats right now, ESPN. Clowney has 6.5 sacks this year. He just got one now, so that's going to be 7.5 sacks on the season. He could very well end up with 10. Yeah, they got to make sure they keep Matabike. They got to keep Matabike. And then they got to figure out the situation with Patrick Queen and Geno Smith. So, Ravens offense coming back out here. Don't know what the offense is going to do this drive. They haven't really done much of anything in the second half besides 3 points. Lamar's been blitzed a lot, and the offensive line has been doing a terrible job in protection. But they've also been getting bullied, so I'm not exactly sure what to say. This drive is about to be nasty, man. Lamar Jackson, since starting off the game well, is A lot of incompletions here. A lot of incompletions, some drops, some throwaways because the offensive line ain't really holding. And Gus Edwards is going to start off by running this ball here. Got to get something going. Second out coming up here for the Ravens. So Herbert went to go get checked. I think he's in the locker room right now to get... Oh, not in the locker. I think he's in the blue tent right now. So we'll see what happens here. Empty backfield for Lamar Jackson on 2nd and 5 here. Can you get something quick to pick up the first down? Probably looking towards a slant right there. There it is. Ball gets batted in the air. Incomplete. Lamar had the man open. He was throwing right to where it needed to be. That's a great defensive play by the Chargers. Yeah, they're just bullying our offensive line today. They're just bullying our offensive line. We have nothing we can do right now. They are bullying our offensive line. Lamar Jackson had it right where it was going to be, and the ball just gets batted down. And there was 2 defenders there to bat that down. Yeah, this O-line is getting bullied today. Boy, they are certainly getting bullied. Not sure what to tell you, my friend. They are absolutely getting bullied. All right. We've been terrible on 3rd downs today. We've looked sloppy. We've been a mess. Can you pick it up here on 3rd down? And here comes Lamar trying to keep his feet alive. He's going deep. He got Zay, and Zay couldn't catch it. Oh, my goodness. That was very close to being a huge play to Zay Flowers. And they are going to get a good return out of this. But there's flags down, so this might be a hold that's coming back. So Herbert's still in the tent right now. Man, what an awful game this is. We forced 4 turnovers on 13 points. Yeah, offense has been nasty today. First thing they're going to have to address, do we have anybody we can sign for an offensive lineman? Because this O-line has been awful today in the prep, and they have not gotten a lot of protection there. Just a mess of a game. I knew we were going to be limping into the bye week, but man, I didn't know how bad we look right now. At this point, Ravens feel like they're just trying to survive. It feels like they're just trying to survive. Of course you miss Mark Andrews. We all knew they were going to miss Mark Andrews. Come on, bro. We already knew that was going to be the case. Ain't nobody surprised by that. Got to rely on this defense again because the offense is providing us with nothing tonight. All that needs to hit the gym. I guess they've been terrible today. You know what? At this point, I got to see them head to the bye week. Everyone's battered and beaten up. I got to see how this team is going to look coming out of the bye week. Maybe a big part of this could be fatigue. They've played 13. What are we now? 8-3. They've played 12 tough football games. At this point, they might just need a bye week. Who the hell knows? But this has been an awful, awful, disgusting game, which, in all honesty, I'm not surprised by. But still. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm not worried about next Sunday night. Let this game end. I just want to get back to my reading. Y'all can go on a bye week and fix your problems. I just want to get back to my reading. 1st and 10. Herbert over the middle. Who? Guess who? Keenan, not over middle. To his right. Guess who again? Keenan Allen. The commercial break was enough time for Justin Herbert to get out of the blue tent and come back on. So he's on the field for this drive. As if the defense isn't already tired. Now you're going to have to ask this defense to go make a stop after your offense went 3 and out. Good luck to you guys. And here comes Herbert, who's not going to be caught because, again, the defense is tired. Yeah, the defense is tired. And now Patrick Queen's down. Bro, we are so close to the bye week. I can't deal with any injuries. So, we're so tired that the defense can't get to Justin Herbert, who takes it down the sideline like he's a runner, when we know Herbert ain't got speed like that. But the team is so damn tired because the offense is doing no help, no favors. The defense just went on a long drive, forced a turnover, and all of a sudden the offense responded by going 3 and out. What do you do with that? And now Patrick Queen is down. That's exact, dude, this sucks. I'm going to go to bed. George, feel free to go to bed. I don't think you'll be missing much if you go to bed. I mean, very honest. I don't think you'd be missing much if you go to bed. He's back up, so it seems like he's okay. This man just got a 35-yard rushing. This crazy. 35 yards rushing on that play for Herbert. That's how you know the defense is tired. Who the hell gives up 35 yards to Justin Herbert on the run game? Good God. Yeah, y'all got to mix it up, bro. First and 10. I just want to get back to my reading. Let's let this game end. I want to get back to my reading. Oh, look, they're tired and they're giving up extra yardage when they don't need to. Looks like our Ravens about to give another game. Who cares, dude? At this point, who cares? I'm so ready for this bye week, bro. I need this game to end. I'm tired of watching them do the same thing over and over again. Well, this week's video of whether or not the Ravens are a Super Bowl contending team should be very interesting. Whether they win or lose this game is going to be very interesting. Under 10 left to go, and the Chargers have a legit chance to make it a 3-point game. Dude's wide open, picks up the first down, and it's 1st and goal, and now they're going to give up a touchdown. So letting the clock wind, can't wait for the offense to come back out here and do absolutely nothing, and we slowly blow the lead as if we haven't blown double-digit leads in the 4th quarter before. Continue further adding more questions as to whether or not this team is a Super Bowl contending team. Nobody knows what to make of the Ravens on a week-to-week basis. Everybody continues to be confused, and that's why I keep telling people do not trust this team. Do not trust this team. 1st down and goal. Can't blame the defense for this one, bro. They've been playing their tails off tonight. Offense has been doing absolutely nothing to help their defense, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Play calling has been very mid today by Munkin. Nobody can get open in time because the offensive line has been terrible. And then there's just been some miscues with idiotic penalties, dumb wide receiver screens and no blocking. Just a whole mess. Just a whole mess. 2nd and goal. 8:48 left to go. I'm ready to have this finish. Herbert looking to make it a 3-point game. Probably won't make it a 3-point game here. He's got a one-on-one matchup. How did he miss him? How did he miss him? He's open. I know the pressure interfered with that, but damn, Herbert, you got to have that. He's open. That's a touchdown right there. Justin Herbert has to make that throw right there. Hamilton's there, but Herbert's got to make that throw. The pressure came, but he's got to convert on that one. That's a bad miss by him. It's a tough throw, but we know he's been able to convert on those type of throws. You got to convert there because you need that there. 3rd down and goal. You got a man open. Caught. Touchdown. And just like that, it's a 3-point game. Touchdown, Chargers. We know how this is going to go. Can't wait for the offense to do absolutely nothing and go 3 and out with 5 minutes left to go, and the Chargers having a chance to win the game. Are the Buffalo Bills a poverty franchise? No. Or a cursed bad luck team? I would assume they're cursed because they went to 4 Super Bowls and lost all 4. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls and won 0. That's a cursed team. Lamar is and will continue to be most inconsistent player in the league. Not sure what you want Lamar to do in a situation like that where he's getting... Again, if Lamar is getting the protection just missing throws, I can agree with you on that. But what is he supposed to do tonight? You spent the better part of 3 hours complaining about the offensive line, complaining about the play calling, and then you turn back and say Lamar will continue to be the most inconsistent. This is not the week to say that. This is not the week to say that, bro. This is literally not the week to say that. You spent 3 hours complaining and killing the offensive line, specifically Ronnie Stanley. You spent the other half of the 3 hours talking about the terrible play calling that's been here. And then you turn back and say Lamar is the most I don't know what you want him to do with this. You've talked about the offensive line giving him no time. You've talked about the wide receiver screens being terrible and the play calling be awful. And then you switch to say Lamar is inconsistent. I don't know I don't know how all 3 of those correlate. If he's getting no time to throw the ball, what is he supposed to do? If they're running wide receiver screens and not blocking, what is he supposed to do? I'm not sure what you want Lamar to do in the situation when he's not getting the time to throw and do whatever. We had a mini bye week. Okay, and so did Cincinnati. A mini bye, what does that mean? We had a mini bye week. Okay. So because we had a mini bye week, that was going to solve the problem of losing Mark Andrews? Then we're going to figure out that piece in 10 days? Come on, man. Come on, man. You're smarter than that. You knew that wasn't going to be the case. The problem I'm having here is the lack of tight end use. Like, do they not trust? They were utilizing Isaiah Likely early on to help stretch the field, and now they've just stopped doing that. Man, this has been happening for years. My God. Yeah, it's been happening for years. It's been happening for years. I think it's actually pissing people off more that it's happening with Lamar than when it happened with Flacco. Because I think we had gotten so used to this happening with Flacco, everyone's just like, yeah, this is just a classic Flacco thing. But when it's happening with Lamar, people are getting pissed off now. It's really funny. It's really funny. I've seen, again, this is nothing new. But when it's happening with Lamar, it's pissing people off more than when it happened with Flacco. Probably because that was just who Flacco was. You know, 1 week he could throw for 3 touchdowns and 300 yards, and the next week he's throwing 2 arm punt interceptions for no reason. And Mike McDonald making no adjustments. Look at what the defense has done today. I don't know what else you want McDonald and the defense to do. They're holding this Chargers team to 10 points. It's not the defense's fault today. They have forced 4 turnovers. You're not going to be perfect. What do you want McDonald? What can McDonald do when his defense forces a turnover and the offense goes 3 and out? What can he do? At some point, fatigue's going to come in. Is it McDonald's fault that Justin Herbert just rushed for 35 yards? These guys are human. What is McDonald? They're not robots. If you're giving your defense no time to rest, guess what? Your defense is going to give up points. Go look at the offense. I'm not going to blame McDonald for a defense that's holding them to 10 points and has caused committed 4 turnovers in the game. Take a look at the offense, playing like trash. I'm not going to blame McDonald. There's some things that McDonald can clean up, no question. You're never going to be perfect in the game. But what do you want him to do? What do you want him to do when the offense is not executing? He's not the offensive coordinator. He can't stop that from happening. He's a defensive coordinator. He can't control. Exactly. You're going to sit back and blame a defense that's given up 10 points and committed and have caused 4 turnovers. It's their fault our offense has put up 13 points. Let's not start this. You're not going to have a perfect game defensively, but when you're playing as good as the defense is playing today, you got to look at the offense and say, bro, are y'all going to help out at all, or y'all just going to sit here and continue to play like trash? Get ready for this chaotic mess. 1st down and 10 for the Ravens. That's probably going to do a little bit of nothing. Think this offensive line can hold as Lamar tries to look downfield? Got it to Gus. Gus picks up a 1st down. You'll take it. They're doing rain dances now. If the Ravens don't take that and turn it into something, I don't know anymore. Can we just run the damn ball? Dude, they've been running the damn ball, and they've been getting stopped. They've been running the damn ball, and it hasn't been completely working out for them. If you just want them to line up and run the ball 3 times, and you think that's going to somehow work, by all means, go ahead and try it. They've been trying to run the ball. It is not fully guaranteed to work for them. Because you keep saying run the ball, run the ball. Well, they've been running the ball in some of these downs, and they're not getting a lot of yards right now. So I'm not exactly sure what you're doing. You're making it seem like, oh, all they got to do is run the ball, and they're guaranteed to win this game. When that's clearly not the case. They keep, dude, you cannot. So what are you talking about? They keep passing the O-line, ain't doing nothing. They have to pass the ball. You think they can just sit here and run the ball 3 times, and they're going to get down the field and score? You honestly believe they should just line up and run the ball 3 times. Stop passing, just run the ball. You honestly think that's going to get them all the way down the field? With the way that the Chargers defense is committed to try and stop the run, you think just running 3 times is going to get them where they need to get to? Seriously. They definitely need to look to run the ball more, no question. But to sit back and say they keep passing, they have to mix it up. You can't just keep run, and not mix it up. They have to mix it up. They literally have to mix it up. What we need is better blocking and protection. Better blocking in the run game, better pass protection. They got to look to mix it up. They also got to look to get some easy completions here. You can't just sit back and try to just fully run it and assume that's going to be able to fully work for you. That's not how it's going to work. They're going to have to look to run it and mix it up at the same time. Mix up the runs, mix up the pass, get something going here. That's what they're trying to do. This is a big drive for the game here, basically. You get the ball back down 3 to Justin Herbert. He's going to have a chance to win this. Oh, my God. I'm so sick and tired of this guy false starting. When is he going to stop? I need this game to be over. I'm already sick and tired of Stanley, bro. I'm already sick and tired of Stanley. How many times are you going to jump off? How many times are you going to false start, dude? What's wrong with these guys? We need the bye week so damn bad. Woo! We need the bye week. We need the bye week. We need the bye week, and they got to start looking for some extra linemen or something. I don't know what to do with this, bro. 1st and 15, empty backfield here. Lamar takes a snap. Quick throw here to Zay Flowers. Flowers picks up a couple yards. 2nd down coming up here for the Ravens. I mean, this is getting tiring. Clock's going to continue to wind. You know the Ravens need a touchdown if they want any sort of cushion or protection down the stretch. They cannot afford to give the ball back to the Chargers with the way they're looking right now. That defense is going to get cooked by Herbert if they get this ball back. And it's only a 3-point game. At some point, you need a drive. I'm not asking for a lot. We just need a drive. One drive. Lamar. Pressure's coming. Lamar checks it to Mitchell. And Mitchell picks up a 1st down. We just need one drive, guys. We just need one drive. I'm not asking for the rest of the game here because who knows what's going to happen. With 6 minutes left to go, we just need one drive. Can the offense put together one drive, go down the field, score a touchdown, and put us in a position where we can try to close this out and win this game? I just need one drive, guys. I just need one drive. No stupid mistakes. No idiotic play calls. I just need one drive. 1st down and 10. Lamar tried to shake and bake a defender there. Picked up of about a yard. 2nd down coming up here. 5 minutes left to go in this game. Another week of this, bro. Under 5 left to go. This has to be a touchdown drive. Otherwise, they could very well lose this game. 2nd down and 9. Handing the ball off to Mitchell. Mitchell's breaking a tackle, but he's coming close, and he's not going to pick up the 1st down. Here comes the biggest 3rd down of the game here, because if Baltimore doesn't pick this up, they got to kick a field goal. And I don't feel comfortable with a 6-point game in 4 minutes giving Justin Herbert the ball, knowing our defense is tired. 3rd down and 3 here. Honestly, if you want to give it to Lamar and have him run up the middle, I wouldn't mind it. If you want to give it to Lamar Jackson here and run it up the middle, I wouldn't mind it. What's the play call, Monken? You got to get your best play call. Get something quick in the hands of the receivers or something. Got to get something quickly here. 3rd down and 3. They just ran the ball. They just ran the ball. No, he's not going to get it. And they're going to settle for a field goal here. Oh, my God. What was the point in doing that? I would have preferred at least trying to throw to pick up a first down. If you already know you're this team. So we might as well lose this game 17-16 because it's 3 minutes left to go in this 4-down territory, and Chargers have all 3 timeouts. Oh, vey. And Tucker missed the field goal. I'm done with this game, bro. I'm done with this game. I'm so done with this game, bro. I'm so sick and tired of this game. This team does nothing but give you headaches. This team does nothing but just piss you off, man. Alright, so the Ravens just suck, I guess. The Ravens are one of the most inconsistent football teams, which is why I keep telling you guys, do not trust the Ravens. They are technically a contending team. Do not trust the Ravens. Let me get back to my story. What chapter am I on? Now you got to rely on the defense that's been doing their job the entire game to do what? How the hell did Tucker miss that kick? All right, let's lose this game going to the bye week knowing that either Cleveland or Pittsburgh's going to be first place in the AFC North. I don't know. I feel so bad for this defense. To play like this for a game, just to have your offense disappoint you, that's got to hurt. I don't even know what to do with y'all anymore. 3rd down and 3, you just run that play because we're automatically going to settle for the field goal. And no way. Of all people to go down. I can't. I'm done. I'm going to go sit outside for 2 minutes. I'm going to just go sit outside here and read my story. I can't. we losing yet? Oh, 2-minute warning. Man, let me leave again. I'm not coming. I'm not sitting here for the 2-minute warning. I'm not doing that. I don't know. Hey, Lamar needs to, dude. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I'm not even in the mood anymore. I don't care anymore. I just want this game to go over. If you want Lamar to read that better, you go to his Twitter and say, Lamar, read that better. I don't care, dog. Just let this game be over. I just want to continue my stories. I just want to continue my stories. Go to 8-4 for all I care. It's the same story with the Ravens. This team ain't winning no damn Super Bowl. Stop thinking about winning a Super Bowl. Who said I was thinking about it? Aren't y'all the ones that come here every week asking me, is this a Super Bowl contending team? Do you think they're a contending team now? Aren't y'all the same ones that do that? I keep telling y'all stop talking about the Super Bowl. But y'all the ones that keep bringing it up every week about the Super Bowl. Like, why don't specify to me. Y'all should take a look at yourselves. I keep trying to tell y'all this is an inconsistent football team that can't be trusted. But all of a sudden you see them dominating an NFC team and it's like, oh yeah, they got it for sure. Are you talking about me or talking about yourself? Because I've been trying to tell y'all for the entire season to pump the brakes on this. So I know that's not a message for me. That's a message for people in the chat. Because I'm the one that's been speaking to y'all about this. Dude, when's the last time? Was Odell on the field for half of this? When is the last time we've even targeted Odell in this? Nah. Let's not, Yardy, let's not blame the defense, bro. The defense forced four turnovers in this game. The defense forced 4 turnovers in this game and have held the Chargers to 10 points. We're not about to hold them accountable for the offense being an incompetent mess. No. I'm not going to sit there and say that the 2000 Ravens defense, but we're not going to blame the defense for the offense looking like garbage today. That defense, if I told you coming into the game, the defense will hold the Chargers to 10 points and force 4 turnovers, you would have thought it had been a blowout. I'm not going to sit back and blame the defense for the offense looking like garbage tonight. That is not what I'm going to do. So 3rd down and 6. Probably going to give up a 1st down to Keenan Allen or some crap like that. And they still have all 3 timeouts, by the way. Meanwhile, Baltimore's got 1. Incomplete. So now it's 4th and 6. So you already know they're going to have to go for the 4th down here. The thing about the Chargers is they still have all 3 timeouts. So if Baltimore can't do anything, it's over here. Get a defense, make a stop, get the ball back to the offense, and then hope the offense can be competent enough to pick up a 1st down or 2. Who the hell knows? So 90% chance this is going towards Keenan Allen. Brandon Stevens, go make a play, bro. Oh, never mind. They're going to motion him across the field. So somebody, y'all better put some pressure on Keenan Allen. Here we go. Herbert got smoked. And that's it. Turnover on downs here. So the defense makes a stop. Mullet forces the turnover on downs. And you would assume the game's over. But the offense still has to pick up a couple 1st downs to waste the Chargers timeouts. Awful game. Ravens they're trying to limp into the bye week. They've been awful this game. They are trying to limp into the bye week. Defense needs an apology from Lamar on the offense. Yeah, I'm sure they'll discuss that in the locker room. They're going to call intentional grounding. Defense did their jobs today. Problem is, do you trust this offense to pick up a couple 1st downs here? They blitz. They send everybody. Shout out to the defense for doing their jobs. Now they got to sit back, hope, and pray for some miracle that the offense can be competent enough to finish this game off. Which y'all keep forgetting. They have all 3 of their timeouts. A few quick stops here gets the ball back. So Lamar's going to get the ball himself. Something he probably should have been doing half the game. All right, 1st timeout here by the Chargers. They need to pick up a 1st down here. and have these guys waste their timeouts. Second and 5. Got to waste those timeouts from the Chargers. This has been such a nasty game. But it's really a must-win game for the Chargers. They're technically fighting for their playoff lives. And Baltimore is trying to regain the number 1 seed in the AFC, which this team is they're quite the team, bro. They're quite the team. Second down and 5. Lamar's going to take it himself. He's going to be stopped there, and now they're going to use their second timeout. Chargers need to fire Brandon Staley now. I don't know if they're going to. Now here comes the fun part. Third down here in about 3. Chargers have to take on the Patriots, Broncos, Raiders, Bills, Broncos again, and Chiefs. That's how their season ends. Damn, pretty much one team is bad. The rest is either like close to 500, at 500, or over 500. The Patriots are the only bad team here. So this could be a very difficult game. Third down and 3. Ravens pick up a first down here. The game is over. If not, prepare to punt the football back to the Chargers. All right. Chargers probably going to make a stop here on third down, so prepare to see if that defense got to come back out here again. They gave it to Zay. Zay picks up the first down. Zay's going to go the distance. Zay in the end zone. Touchdown, Zay Flowers, to put the nail in the coffin. Funny enough, we should really be using Zay Flowers for these, we should really be using these Zay Flowers for these jet sweeps, but we keep trying to use Duvernay. Like that works. Zay Flowers has his game, bro. He's got a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. He should have went down. Dude, I'll take the touchdown. I'll take the touchdown. He's a rookie. Sometimes, as a rookie, you make the smart play and get down. But he's a rookie. He wanted a touchdown. Probably should have got down, but he's a rookie. We'll let it slide. He is a rookie. The coach is talking to him now. The coach is talking to him now. If you saw, one of the coaches was talking to Zay now. They probably tell him right now he should have gone down. He's a rookie. He'll learn. He's a rookie. He'll learn. That's the thing you got to say. Zay Flowers is a rookie. He'll learn. He should have got down, but Zay wanted that touchdown. So now, unfortunately, you got to put the defense out there and hope nobody gets hurt. But, you know, he definitely should have got down. Though I'm pretty sure the coach is telling him now he should have got down. Well, I mean, they've been running jet sweeps. Here's the thing. Sometimes it's not about the play call. It's about who's executing the play call. Instead of running a jet sweep with Devin Duvernay, maybe you run a jet sweep with Zay Flowers. Early on, someone talked about the jet sweep as if they didn't know it. Right? Don't run a jet sweep with Devin Duvernay. Run a jet sweep with Zay Flowers. Doy. But nah, we're not going to do nothing like that. We ain't going to do no jet sweep with Zay Flowers. It's just like, okay, that's just how it's going to be, huh? So that's probably going to put this game on ice. But the Chargers can still find a way to do something. You know, Zay Flowers, 2 touchdowns. He gets a rushing touchdown. He gets a receiving touchdown. Zay Flowers shining on prime time. If the Ravens can close this out, they can limp to the bye week at a 9-3 record. And I honestly, that gives them two full weeks to rest their bodies, recover from any minor injuries, and most importantly, it gives them 2 weeks to work out the kinks in this offense. Because the way the offense played today, you could tell they were desperately missing Mark Andrews. They got to work on this. Mark Andrews isn't coming back. So the offense cannot play like this moving forward. They need to work on this. They need to work on this. Dude, you don't know football. First of all, I'm talking about in this game. I'm saying we should have ran it in this game. Of course, I've seen Zay Flowers run jet sweeps. I've seen him be successful in jet sweeps. I've seen him, not be successful in jet sweeps. I was talking about in this game specifically. So 90 seconds left. Obviously, this game isn't over, and Chargers can easily score a quick kick, an onside kick, and all of a sudden, Ravens offense got to go back out there and try to do something else again. Who the hell knows? But you hope the defense can make a stop so we can all just go home. Herbert, incomplete, way too high, 2nd and 10. Game ain't over, unfortunately. But if the Ravens can hold on here and get the victory, they're going to go to 9-3. They're going to regain first place in the AFC, and they're going to limp into the bye week with a lot of question marks. Like I said, is this team counted as a Super Bowl contending team? Absolutely. They will count as a Super Bowl contending team. But do you trust them? That's the question we got to answer. And right now, I'm not sure you can. The loss of Mark Andrews visibly showcased itself today. They got to Herbert. They sacked him right there. It's Washington forcing a 3rd and long situation here. Clock's going to tick. It's a 3rd and 19 situation. Herbert cannot. They're not going to stop the clock. They only got 1 timeout left. They're going to try to go quickly and get something here. 3rd and 19. He's just going to have to look to chuck it here. Incomplete. 4th down and 19. If the Ravens defense can make a stop here, we can go home. Well, winning is all that matters. I don't care if it looks ugly. I mean, yes, winning matters. You want to get the win. But there's also things that you know you need to fix because you know moving forward you can't play like this. The way the Ravens offense play like today, they can't play like that against Miami. They certainly can't play like that against the Niners. They're going to have to figure out this situation without Mark Andrews. Today, it was visibly clear. The loss of Mark Andrews was visibly clear here. Unfortunately, they didn't have a lot of time to really work it out here. 4th and 19, incomplete, we can go home. Ravens take over on downs, we can call it a day. So, this Ravens offense looked nasty, it looked janky, it did not look great, but they were able to get the 20-10 victory here. And the Ravens are going to have 2 weeks to work the kinks out. They're going to have 2 weeks to figure out how they're going to get this passing game going without Mark Andrews. Because the way this worked out, it wasn't going well. And the weird part about it is early on, if you saw how they were executing, it seemed like they had figured something out. But they kind of went away from what they were doing. Part of why they went away from what they were doing was the offensive line started to collapse. And they were getting bullied. So I think the offensive line is where we got to start. Too many false start penalties, both on Ronnie Stanley and Morgan Moses. Too many dump penalties, be it a holding call or whatever. Too many times the offensive line was getting destroyed and beat. This has to get fixed. They're 9-3, but they're a 9-3 team that you question as to whether or not they can go the distance. If they do not fix some of these offensive issues, especially with the offensive line, it's not going to matter come playoff time. At the end of the day, you're happy for the victory. You celebrate tonight that you're 9-3. You're back to first place in the AFC North. You can head into the bye week knowing no matter what Pittsburgh or Cleveland does on Sunday next week, we will still be the number 1 seed in the AFC. And in the AFC North, not the AFC. Pittsburgh and Cleveland can both win their games. We'll still be first place in the AFC North. Watch, they'll come out of the bye week and do the same thing. If you want to look at it negative, bro, if you just want to look at it negative and say they don't have the chance to fix it, that's you. If you want to be negative, feel free. If you don't believe they can fix the issues, by all means, I don't know why you keep watching and torturing yourself. Unless you're a sadist. If you have no faith that they can fix this, why do you keep watching? I'm just saying, unless you're a sadist and you take pleasure in watching yourself go through pain. Not sadist. Unless you're a masochist. Got it wrong, because I don't know about sadism or masochism. That's not me. But unless you're a masochist, I don't know why you keep watching the team you think cannot fix any of their problems. This is the Ravens we'll talk about. Obviously. But there's things you have to fix. They're not changing who they are. But there's aspects you need to fix. I'm not talking about changing. They're not changing who they are. The Ravens are going to be the same. You think Harbaugh's going to change in 2 weeks? Hell no. I'm talking about fixing certain aspects that can be easily fixable. How about these penalties stop? How about someone talk to Ronnie Stanley and Morgan Moses to stop jumping on these false start plays? The simple things can be fixed. You're not changing the overall aspect of this team. It's not going to happen. But there are things that need to be addressed and things that are going to need to be fixed if they're going to have their best chance to win. They're not changing who they are. We know that. But there's aspects that they can fix. If you don't believe they can fix these easy, fixable issues, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. If you think they're going to come out here and Ronnie Stanley is going to still commit these penalties and all this other stuff, hey, all to you. Would I be surprised if the same issues happen coming out of the bye week? No. I would not be surprised if we're taking on the Rams next week and its offense looks the way they look tonight. I would not be surprised. But I'm saying the possibility of fixing the easily fixable issues are there. And they have an opportunity to head into the bye week and not only rest and recover, but also address these issues. Because this offense is going to have to figure out what they want to be without Mark Andrews. You complain too much. Charge, you complain too much. We won, no matter how we look. No, it definitely, Luis, it definitely matters how you look. It definitely matters how you look. This is not a good look for the Ravens. They clearly showed they got a lot of weaknesses and aspects they have to fix. A win is a win, that's cool, but the way you look at a win is going to make people question you. That's why we've had questions. They're a 9-3 team that we've questioned whether or not they can go the distance because of some of the same issues. So it's not a win is win. It don't matter how we look. No, how you look is very important because it determines whether or not people should trust you going into the playoffs. It's like, I'm the only one who knows this team. Sure, you're the only one that knows this team. No one else knows this team, just you. You all think we're going to play the Rams, it's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Who said that? Where are you making these assumptions? Are you talking to yourself? Are you just thinking this in your brain? Are you not listening to what anyone's saying, either me or anybody in the chat? Who the hell sitting there thinking it's going to be sunshine and rainbows? All everyone's saying is, enjoy this win, but address the issues. You're sitting there saying, win don't matter, they're not going to fix anything, they're not going to actually address anything, it's going to be the same thing. If you truly honestly believe they're not going to change anything, which again, they're not going to change who they are. If you don't think they're going to fix the issues with Ronnie Stanley and the false start, if you don't think they're going to make an attempt to address it, if you don't think Monk is going to make an attempt to address this passing game, knowing Mark Andrews is there, why do you bother watching? Why do you bother watching? Charles, I'm going to ask you a direct question. If you don't think they can fix the problem, if you don't think they can change the problem, if you don't think they can improve their issues, why do you bother watching if you have no belief that this team's going to do anything? Why keep watching? I really got to ask you this. Every week, no matter what happens, you say the same thing. If you have no belief in this team, why do you still watch? Why are you torturing yourself? Why are you torturing yourself with something you don't believe in? With something you have zero hope? I've said this as a fan, the most basic thing you can have is hope. And then the second thing you can have is belief. You hope they can improve on these things because they have the time to address it. You hope the stupid penalties can stop because I like your reaction. So you're a sadist. You're a masochist because you're literally taking pleasure in watching something that's paining you as a quote-unquote Ravens fan. You have no faith and belief in them, and you keep coming here because you like my reaction. Why bother watching the game? And you're like, okay, so you're just a troll. So what you're telling me is this point moving forward, I shouldn't take you seriously. Gotcha. From this point moving forward, I will not take what you say seriously because I know you're trolling. I got you now. Everything you say about Lamar, the Ravens, the offense, you're trolling. You're an unserious individual. Gotcha. I understand. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have to address it. I don't have to discuss, why are you talking about this? I understand in my mind now. You're a troll and an unserious person. So you just have it. I got you. I don't have to address this. I don't have to address this anymore. No, I don't have to address this. You are a troll and you're an unserious individual when it comes to this team. I got you. So I understand this now. So we don't need to get into it. Luis, you don't have to continue to address and ask why he's complaining about this or complaining about that. Man clearly said he's trolling. He enjoys my reaction when I'm trying to explain basic things to him, and he enjoys trolling. Luis, don't even move forward. If he sits back and talks about Ronnie Stanley or the offense doing this or Tom Munkett doing that, do not take him seriously and go at him. What's going on, Loyal? How you doing, bro? That was a tough loss for you guys, man. That was a tough loss. You were very close for that field goal, man. Very close with that field goal. That was a tough loss for you guys, but you're still in a good position. CJ Sharp played a hell of a game, man. He played a hell of a game. It was just tough. It was tough, man. It was that last drive, man. The defense just got to you, bro. Defense just got to you. It was tough. I do see what this team is, and they're not going to change. So you don't think they'll improve anything? You believe they're not going to improve anything at all? And yeah, we've come out of plenty of bye weeks. We've come out of bye weeks plenty of times before and looked terrible. Yeah, and we've come out of bye weeks and looked great. So they've shown moments where they can improve, and they've shown moments where they can be bad. But at least let's see what, I already know you're a troll. You told me that. I'm sorry. I got you, bro. Because I've seen them be in these slumps. I saw what they did in 2020 when it was 6-5. And all of a sudden they come back out of the bye week. And then boom! 5 straight wins to get into the playoffs at 11-5. I saw what they did in 2019, the MVP season. Coming out of the bye week. Boom! Didn't lose a game. I've seen. In 2021, coming out of the bye week, they played against the Panthers. Boom! Trash. I've seen the positive and the negative. What I'm saying is, do you at least want to give an attempt to address things? I don't know. I don't know. The fact that, again, I don't see what's the point in watching Ravens games if you don't even believe they're going to do anything. So you're just here to waste time and just chill out in the chat. You don't even care about anything about the Ravens. Again, you're not even, doing normal things that fans do. And you're really going more towards the side of a troll. You're really just going more to the side of the troll. Like, you got nothing positive to say about your football team. Why support them? Why support them? Like, bro, Simple hates everything that happens with the Commanders. But I've seen him show some level of positivity. When there is any element of positivity with the Commanders, that man is the first to celebrate. With you, Charles, it's nothing but negativity. Win or lose, negativity. The Commanders can win against the worst team in football. And they can be 2-14. Simple will freaking celebrate that 2-14 victory because it's just like, it's a week I get to actually have fun and talk about my team winning. We haven't won much this season, but I can enjoy it. I've seen Simple do that. With you, Charles, I've yet to see a moment when you've actually been happy, win or lose. I've been positive with the defense. Didn't you just come after the defense in McDonald? What are you talking about? You did these. Don't make me pull this up, bro. Don't make. I'm not even gonna do that, bro. I'm about to end it here. I'm not gonna lie. But I literally saw you come after the defense and then come after McDonald in this game. What are you talking about? You said nothing positive. You said the coverage was soft. You talked about McDonald making 0 adjustments. You sat back and said the defense was playing soft early on in the first drive. It is what it is. See you next stream in 2 weeks. No. Next week we got Eagles and we got what's it called? We got Niners and Eagles. That's what I'm talking about. I'll probably be streaming for Niners and Eagles. There's a couple games I'll probably look to stream. Either way, man, Charles, I already got you. You told me what you are. I accept it. I'm not going to come after you anymore. I ain't going to say nothing about nothing. Because I understand the vision. I understand where you coming from, bro. I understand where you coming from. I ain't going to say no more. So I'm going to leave it like that. I understand where you're coming from, so I'm going to leave it like that. I know how to address this moving forward. It's all good. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. I've killed 10 extra minutes talking when I just want to go back and read my stories. Ravens get the win. They advance to 9-3. Very, very ugly, very, very nasty game. But they get a bye week to rest, deal with their injuries, recover, and most importantly, address this offense. There's no Mark Andrews. And tonight was a clear example of what happens when there's no Mark Andrews on the field. When there's no Mark Andrews on the field, you can clearly tell there's a difference. Lamar Jackson and Todd Monken go have to figure this out. They looked like they had figured something out early on, but they had to go away from it because this freaking offensive line couldn't block. But we'll just have to see. That one drive where they ended up getting that touchdown pass, you saw the quick throws. You saw the throws to Zay, to Odell, to Bateman. They had figured something out. They had actually figured something out. But the offensive line kept breaking down, and anything they could try to figure out immediately went into the dumpster fire. So they have to figure this out. They're going to have 2 weeks to try to figure out how they want to play this offense. And they have 2 weeks to get this offensive line together because this is garbage. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for watching. I don't have to deal with the Ravens nonsense for 2 weeks, and I'm happy about that. In terms of the next Ravens stream, I will see you 2 weeks from now when we take on the LA Rams. In terms of my next stream, who knows? Maybe I stream Monday Night Football. Maybe I don't. Maybe you'll see me next Sunday when we do the Eagles and Niners. Either way, Ravens get the 20-10 victory. We're 9-3. We head into our bye week. We'll figure things out, and we'll see what happens 2 weeks from now. That's all I got, guys. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for watching. And with that being said, that is all I've got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace out.